So first off, do y'all have any like questions on anything that we need to like go over before we get started that would be helpful?
I just would like to talk through a chase.
Well, we will. That's
Cool.
so tonight we're gonna do a chase. We're gonna do a quick encounter. We're gonna do a dramatic task, and we're gonna do a combat, and a little other stuff. So there is opportunity for all of that. And yeah, we can go through that beforehand. Does anyone else have any other like questions, anything, characters, any of that kind of stuff?
Bonds.
Bonds.
Just to clarify all of our bonds.
Sure.
Maybe.
Well, how about
we can do it?
How about we start off by just going around and have everybody talk about their characters, and just go over that now that we're more fleshed out and we've had some time and stuff since then. And let's just kind of like go over so we can all remember. Yeah, Diana, do you actually want to start first?
Sure.
Okay.
I can. Okay, so my character's name is Aster Hawksley. She is British. Her family were a bunch of florists, and she was helping run the business before Judgment Day. She was 22 at the time, and then the world ended. And as of right now, I did the math, she would be 38.
Okay.
Her parents are no longer living, so she's been out on her own as a survivalist all this time. I first come across Jexa's character, and we grow a bond as she takes care of me. Then I go out, just so you guys know, I go out scouting, and I find Adam's character, and Adam and I become really good friends. He was the brother I never had, because I never had any siblings. So that's my bond with Adam. And then with Rossi, we're probably going to be in love. Did we discuss that?
Per usual.
Do you want to love me?
I do want to love you, Diane.
Okay.
Do you want to love me is the real question. You don't have to.
No, I don't care. We can play it like that, or I can play hard again. I guess we can figure that out through this.
Yeah, you can figure it out through this, and you all can also just kind of like figure it out as the game goes. Like, you know, maybe there won't even really be an opportunity for it to come up, or maybe there'll be a perfect opportunity and one of you will be like, yeah, I'm going to dive headfirst into it. Okay. If you don't want to, as long as y'all are both on board, which it sounds like you are in either direction, then sure. I think if you're up for it, you can kind of let it, you know, come about naturally if you want. Mm-hmm. It's up to you. Totally up to you. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that is basically it. Do you want me to discuss what I took for?
Just
hindrances.
Yeah, go back over like hindrances and edges, and I think you're the only non-magic user. So
yes, I am.
Yeah, so just tell us like kind of what your strengths are, your focuses are, anything else. Like, this is a crew that probably has been together for at least a few years, so you all know each other. You all probably have the feelings about each other. So I think, you know, whatever you feel to the group, Diana, that Aster would like have told everyone or everyone would know, feel free to add that here if you want. Or if you don't have anything like that, that's also totally cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Definitely. I just know that it's probably taken at least a year before she actually has warmed up to each and every one of you, being by herself for so long and not being able to trust people until Jexa came in. I just want everyone to be clear of that. So she is a bit of a loner, and she can also go off on her own, like to think, or just she needs to be alone, having that connection with herself and nature for so long. Okay, so on that note, I kind of wanted, when Judgment Day to hit, now that I'm kind of changing my story a bit from the beginning because I took illiterate, maybe I was hurt and somehow something in the brain got knocked out of place so she can't read anymore.
Sure.
Almost like a dyslexia. So that is one of my hindrances, is illiterate.
Mm-hmm.
I took night terrors, especially because I lost my family. I thought that was pretty good. And just being alone, obviously. Mm-hmm. And outsider is also one of my hindrances.
Okay, yeah. That gives you negatives to like persuasion and stuff like that, because people perceive you as different.
Right.
Or you
a little bit
feel different.
The middle one was night terrors.
Yeah.
So each morning I have to roll a die to see if I'm fatigued or not. Edges. I took brave, especially since being
helpful.
out there.
Very helpful.
Yep. Nerves of steel, so I ignore 1 wound penalty.
Also helpful.
I took quick because I know how to get around on my feet. I know the area very well, and I am radiant. I am
radiant. You are.
Not radiant. What is the word? Now
Your radiation. You're talking about radiation.
I have radiation resistance. Being out in the world.
Being out in the world. And then so you guys know, everyone, I am fighting with a Colt peacemaker pistol looks like, and a machete slash Alcada. So yeah.
I will be up in the front fighting most of the time. I will be the new Bertram.
Yeah.
Without magic. That's how I see
Ocelot.
Jeez.
I'll be there with you.
And
you lost your
Cat.
And Cat. I didn't need it.
Okay, sweet. Does anyone have any questions about Aster or anything y'all want to develop? We'll come back to bonds, I guess.
I guess the one thing would be, what do you do on the ship?
Oh yes, I apologize. Yep, that I was going to discuss that.
Hydroponics.
I take care of Captain Jexa's what are you calling it? I'm sorry.
The hydroponics.
Hydroponics.
Yes, hydroponics. Yeah. I think I might have posted this somewhere, but I don't know if I've talked. Maybe I just told Rossi. I haven't told y'all the build of the ship yet. Have I told y'all that?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay. Well, let's come back around to that. Let's finish just having everybody talk about it, and then so we don't get off topic here.
The one thing that makes me really excited about this is everyone watching is already going to know all of
Oh
this.
yeah. Oh yeah, they are.
And Aster, just so you know, Aster is named. She was named after a flower. Aster is an actual flower, so I decided to do that. Being, I really wanted just something so simple. In the previous world that people can relate to, like, oh yeah, her parents owned a flowers, like it was a florist. I wanted something kind of like that.
Totally.
Okay, but that's
sweet. Okay, awesome. Well, Adam, how about you? Tell us about Scuzz.
Sure. So, Scuzz Twittly is a young man, of the age of Michael Jordan.
Oh, I forgot my age.
38.
38. Yeah, you figured out the math yourself. Yeah, he once the explosion had happened, he woke up. He found himself in a like an automobile shop, and just like bodies and stuff around him. He was actually like really young too, and he found a name tag just on the ground that he took and put on himself. A name is Scuzz Twittly, and within the explosion, he is missing his left arm. So he has no left arm. But growing up, as he was kind of trying to find his way out in the waste, he was set upon or found by Aster.
Aster. A-S-T.
Yeah, Aster, as she was out like scavenging for the captain, which then I'm brought back on board to the ship. And then start having, I almost feel kind of like a motherly son sort of relationship, because he was young when he was found. He was only like 7-8 years old.
Yeah.
But within that, he's very bright when it comes to building things. Incredibly intelligent. So he is the mechanic for the ship. My hindrances, I do have the one arm, so I take like a -4 to all like athletic stuff that requires 2 arms, which would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I'm also radiation intolerant, so like, I take like a -2 penalty to all that sort of stuff, and any sort of radioactive energy or damage that I take from that, I take like extra from it as well. But I've got the arcane background. I can actually use, and one thing, Megan and I had kind of worked out, that essentially gives me at least a power that I can do, which we're calling it power grab. I can use the elements and like like it's almost like these wires of ether or something like come out and they start grabbing junk and everything. They create an additional arm for me.
So
which is
So actually, let me add to that, because this power only works when you're around electronics, because you're actually ripping electronics out from around you and pulling them in to utilize that way. Just so you know.
Okay. Sure, no, that totally works. I love that.
Right?
And it's no, I think that'll be great. And it's more along the lines of helping with it. Like it's not gonna really help much. There's no strength in that arm, like a lot. So really fighting or anything, because it's just made out of junk. But it's more utilized to kind of help me with repairs and stuff if need be.
So for y'all to know, it's essentially Entangle that we've sort of adapted. So it can do what Entangle can do, which is mostly holding on to people, not so much damaging people. Just so y'all have a picture of that. Yeah, sorry, not to jump in, Adam.
No, you're fine. Because us making that I think was a lot of fun and really cool. I'm also a gadgeteer, so I can spend some of the PowerPoints that I have as well too to create a device that can replicate another power, which is really cool. I'm also lucky because I didn't die. I
Extra Benny.
But I did not, so I got 4 bennies, y'all. Woo-woo.
Very nice.
I also got Mr. Fix-It, so I got some extra repair. Yeah, got 1 arm, but dude's a genius when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Sweet.
I've always thought of him as kind of like the Kaylee Fry of like the group from like Firefly.
Yeah.
Like just engines and stuff, they all talk to him. Probably because of his background, which he doesn't really remember what happened with the explosion. He just wakes up and the world is torn asunder. He's missing an arm. And,
Okay. Do you remember your past?
No.
Okay,
I
so
would
you just
say all of that. So then that could be like our reveal to the audience as well.
Oh, don't you worry about that.
Yeah, sure. And as I told you guys as well too, and I know it's not really going to play much to your characters for really knowing, but I am the twin brother of Hattie. So his actual name is Killian Marth. So all of that, remembering his brother.
Right?
You don't know that yet.
That stuff you guys would know because he doesn't even remember any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because essentially what has kind of happened when all of that was happening during Coven, that's the same time this apocalypse happened too, and he fell through the cracks or whatever it was, and then landed here.
Okay.
So
can I ask a quick question?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was there a time in like the Coven world where Hattie and Killian were both inside of that? So no. So Hattie's like memory of having a brother is from before all of that.
Yeah. For whatever reason, Hattie remembers he has a brother.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because he's smart in that way. But yeah. And then like I'm technically a junker, so that gives me just all these like crazy abilities with just the PowerPoints and the power grab and kind of how we were able to work in the entangle ability.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Let's Philip, how about you? Go ahead.
And just to let y'all know too, I got a giant wrench with just like a pistol, and then Megan, I think I'd thrown in there maybe having like a grenade or two. Is that okay to have like an explosive or two?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I think there are different kinds of grenades. There's like flashbang grenades. There's regular. I don't. There may be other ones.
Yeah. I was thinking of like 2 of them having like a stun and then like a potato masher that I had found.
What is a potato masher?
A potato masher, yeah, it's actually
a literal potato masher.
Mallet.
Yeah, the mallet one you like hit and then you chuck it. It's like World War II, but I would say like I found like an old one, but it's like 3d6 minus 2 damage.
Okay. Wow.
3d6 minus 2.
Okay, sweet. No.
Too much?
No.
Okay.
That's fine. Philip, let's meet Kesh.
Yeah. I'm playing Kesh. Kesh is a Syker. How long has it been since the apocalypse again?
16 years.
16 years. So that puts Kesh at 34.
Okay.
I think he was 18. Maybe a little older than 18. He might be like 36 or so. He's in his mid to late 30s.
Okay.
He was he was like just under 18 when he was pulled into the United Nations Syker Legion and sent to Banshee, so off-world, and he fought there, and he was actually en route. You know, that whole thing went sideways, and he was en route back when the apocalypse happened. So he came back, and his home was gone with his family, and he had some disagreement on his way back, and he is actually an apostate. He did not take the oath on the way home, the oath of unity. Oath of unity? Hold on. Let me check my notes here. Yep, I was correct. He did not take the oath of unity on the way back, so he has a A burned into his forehead. And all the Sykers have beef with all the other factions, so any other Syker would attack him to kill him on sight. And so he's basically like sort of like the vibe is sort of like a fucked up Vietnam vet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's been through a lot when he was very, very young, and all of that is stuck with him. So he actually he's known the captain the longest because she sort of broke up a Syker fight that he got into like immediately after landing in Houston, and he's just stuck by. He owes Jexa big time and is stuck by her since. So yeah, he's an apostate. Got that big A. He's bald, like every other Syker. He uses mental powers that makes your hair fall out. And he also
is bald as well.
Yeah, he's bald.
They all are.
Yeah.
As long as they're using their powers, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I could choose not to be bald and just use none of my powers. Yeah, but he has some mutations. He like was exposed to too much radiation when he came back, and I think something's like sort of messed up with his eyes. I think they're like, you know how someone who drinks too much, their like capillaries are always like burst in their nose. I think he has like that around his eyes.
Oh my
like,
God.
his eyes are like, incredibly red and like sometimes like leaking blood.
Are you gonna be doing makeup? Because that sounds fucking sick.
I don't know. Maybe,
I was gonna do something like that, so you totally should. It'll be like Captain Number 2 looking all creepy with the.
Maybe with one of your guys' help. I have not been able to get out of my room to do anything helpful.
That's fair.
So I'm stuck. I'm in prison right now.
Yeah.
I'll come over and shave your head.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I think his eyes are always like a little bloody. He's got that big apostate A in his forehead, and he also suffers from night terrors from his time.
Danger
I
Row.
saw on the name Corporal or CPL. Is that his rank in the Sykers? Is that what that
Yeah,
was?
when he was in the Sykers, but I think he doesn't really go by his old name at all. He's like trying to put everything behind him. I think the Kesh thing came along because he was like super messed up when Jexa found him, and he was trying to say his real name, and he just like slurred it, and he heard Kesh, and he's like,
It's Kesh now.
But yeah, and he's also because of many of my roles, they spiraled out of control, and I'm also vengeful. And I think he now he's mostly trying to be like pretty like stay out of the violence game, but I think the initial attack with the other Sykers really took it to heart, and he's like pretty pissed about it. So now he also is like, nah, I'm gonna fuck those guys up too. Yeah, but he's a Syker, so I basically use a bunch of mental powers.
Yeah. Very 1950s, 60s, like psychic, government stuff. Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. Sweet. Okay. Let me tell y'all a bit about Jexa. So one thing I'm going to say first is that Jexa in general is going to stay with the ship. I am trying to avoid running a PC while GMing and as much as possible. So she's more of an NPC, and then whenever Rossi GMs, she'll essentially switch with Kesh. So yeah, she does have things she can do, but I probably won't be using them a ton because I'm not going to be with y'all a whole lot. But just so you know, and honestly, it's probably for the best because I do have a really bad hindrance for my teammates. Jexa, kind of similarly to Aster, can be a bit to herself and cold, but you all have been with her for long enough to know that she is, like, that's not really who she is. That's just sort of her, like, defense that she puts up, and she tries to keep people out because she lost her wife and daughter on Judgment Day. And when she, like, you know, woke up after the blast, she found them dead, and she laid down to die with them. But the collector came and saved her, and then gave her a ship, which I think I told you all this before. So I'll just go over it again so we all kind of know. Gave her a ship called the Perfection that he made himself. He says, at least. And she can use it however she wants, as long as she does whatever job he wants, you know, when one comes up, no questions asked. So she's agreed to do this, and she has been doing it for basically 16 years, and you all have kind of joined at various different times. Yeah, so let's see. She is a toxic shaman, which means she drinks shriek all the time. Which can make her a bit drunk, but it also makes her good. It's also slowly killing her, which you will be able to see in her makeup, which will be weird. So yeah, that's one thing with Jexa. Oh, she has a toxic cloud that hangs out with her. Her name is Spectre. And here she is. This is her. She can shoot radiation from her eyes.
Such a cute toxic clown.
I know, isn't it? It's so adorable. It's for babies, y'all. It's a baby toy, this thing. So you can see it's like...
Baby's next toxic doll.
Yeah, it's a cloud. Anyway, yeah, so she follows Jexa around all the time. And she can shoot radiation from her eyes. Yeah, that's one thing she can do. Yeah, so her hindrances, let's see, I was trying to think anything else. No, I think that's good. Her hindrances are driven. She's driven to make a difference no matter what. So her whole thing is that she's kind of cynical and grizzled she was like a soldier before, or she kind of like worked she's built to be able to work on her own. And she does actually do jobs while y'all go and, like, she'll drop you off for a job. She goes and does something and comes back and gets you, basically. So that's kind of like her whole thing. And she's like, this world is a piece of shit. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it better, which sometimes makes for weird decisions. She also has Grim Servant of Death, which means, on +1 to all damage rolls, any attack roll that comes up on a 1 on my skill die, so whatever that die is, which I think is like a D10 or something, automatically hits the nearest friendly character.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she's not great to be around at all times. Stop hitting me! She's also ruthless. Again, she's driven to do what it takes. Her edges, she's Toxic Shaman. She has Common Bond, which means she can share bennies with y'all. She is menacing, which means she's extra intimidating. She gets a +2 to intimidation. She has Smite and Blast as 2 of her toxic powers. She has more power points. And then, let's see, I can regain power points by drinking Shriek, which is pretty cool. But it causes fatigue, which can be bad. And nothing can get rid of it until I, like, just get it back. Like, no powers can do it. Yeah, she also has, I think I took healing, didn't I? My nuts. Yeah. I took, for my powers, oh, here we go. Blast, Fear, Healing, and Smite. So I can heal y'all with magic. So that's going to be something that is an option. And then I figured, Diana, I'll probably, well, both Randy and I could do it, smite like your weapons and my own weapon. Yeah. And things like that. It makes them stronger.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So all of y'all with powers too, think about the trappings of your powers. Like, what do they look like? You know, how do they, because powers always look the same, and there is a specific edge that allows them to look different each time. So your powers always look the same without that edge. But yeah, I think that's it for Jexa. I'll talk more about the ship in a second, but Randy, we haven't met your character yet, have we?
No, we haven't. And one of my monitors just turned off. So
what?
Just this way. That was really weird.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm glad both didn't turn off. Anyway, so yeah, my character is going to be Miguel Ortiz.
Ooh.
He's going to have that kind of grizzled kind of voice. But he's about 34.
34. Okay.
So he was very young when the Judgment Day happened. Well, actually, no. I wanted him to be about like he was about 18 when Judgment Day happened.
Okay.
And what that meant was, as soon as he realized that he was still alive and most of the ones he loved were dead, he tried to find purpose in his life. And the way he did that was by joining the librarians, people who tasked themselves with gathering old world knowledge and trying to protect it. Also using that knowledge and sort of learning to use magic tied to spirits within books. So he is a fighty book nerd, is what I wanted to try to make. So he is unarmed, but he's a martial artist and a martial warrior as edges. So he punches really, really hard, and he's really good at fighting without weapons. He's also has new powers as one of his edges, and obviously Bookworm for the arcane background. Some of the books he has are, so each spell that he can do as a Bookworm is essentially tied to books. So he has 2 hardback books, a softback book, and then a special edition signed copy of a book that gives him, which sounds funny, but it also makes it so that his spell costs 1 power point less.
It's pretty nice.
So it is a very powerful book series. The other thing is, if his books ever get taken away from him, bye-bye all of his magic.
Yeah.
So there's that. Some of the hindrances he has are heavy sleeper. So when he's out, and it's hard to wake him back up. I imagine most days he wakes up kind of late. He's ruthless as a miner. He does what it takes to get the job done. And the way that I sort of see that is, he is about preserving books. He thinks that it is paramount for humanity to survival that these books get saved, which is why he's technically still a part of the librarians. He is what would be called like a junior librarian. He's actually out in the field collecting these books, and he sends some back, with the exception of these 4 that he has sort of a personal bond with, which is why he keeps them. On the ship itself, he is essentially probably like a gunner on the ship, is what I would imagine. He will, like, anyone trying to hurt people he cares about, he's going to kill them.
Your security.
He's not afraid. I'm security. He's not afraid to make people bleed and die. And that's really, I think, because he grew up essentially as an adult all his life in this post-apocalyptic world. And so he's had to learn that, especially as a librarian, like going out and trying to find these things, he's had a hard life probably before he got here. So you guys have probably seen him have to learn to soften up a little bit around you guys, but around others, he's pretty ruthless.
Interesting. Cool. Thank you. That's awesome. What is the bond that he has with Jexa?
Yeah, I assume that one, he gets travel out of being a part of the crew. So I think like this is mainly about like it's a mutual beneficial relationship. Like,
totally.
He gets to be a part of a crew and survive and gets to go out and find these books. The deal is if they find books while they're out, he gets to collect them.
Totally. Okay. How do you think we met? Like, was it like just a kind of like, hey, I see you got a ship?
Yeah. I mean, for him, yeah. I think for a long time probably gotten around like that. What I think probably changed it was maybe he was on the ship one time when something bad went off, and then Jexa saw how useful he could be in protecting others.
So let's say, because I imagine if somebody came up to Jexa and was like, hey, I want to be on your ship, she would be like, haha, and turn around and walk away from them. Yeah. So I like to, I mean, and tell me if this is not your character.
No, yeah.
But I think maybe where she was like stationed, somewhere, or just stopped somewhere for a few days, and you just kept bugging her until something came up where you were really good in a pinch, and she was like, okay, I see the value in you now.
I agree.
Cool.
I think
Okay. I like that.
the idea of being persistent to a fault.
Yeah.
That is Randy in real life, so I can do that to the character.
Yeah. I always love playing with my own elements in my characters sometimes. Good and bad, you know?
Yeah.
Cool, sweet. Okay, thank you. So those are all the characters. Let me tell you a bit about the ship, and then we can talk about bonds. So the ship is called the Perfection, and I believe I sent y'all a picture of it, which I did with AI, which was kind of interesting. I don't know, Mid-Journey. So yeah, we tried that out. I like that. That was fun. Yeah, so it was given to Jexa. Well, it's not given. It's being allowed to be used by you all and Jexa, by the collector, which you all you've never like interacted with him directly. You don't like know him per se. You just know that, and that Jexa interfaces with him. And that he's the reason that you have the ship. Now, the reason why that's such a big deal is because this ship has a really large hydroponics system on it, and it's able to grow fresh food in a fair amount of abundance, which in the Great Maze, which is where Jexa tends to hang around, and you all are, it's really hard to get stuff because everything is broken up by all of the ocean. It's a bunch of islands essentially now in this area. So this ship hovers, and it also flies great distances, and it can go up pretty high. So it has a lot of different things that it can do. Not only does it have the hydroponics, it has a large cargo area. It has 6 cabins, so you all have your own cabin. There's 2 more for guests or whatever else. It has sort of a bridge main computer area, and Jexa has a cabin off of that. And then there's mechanics and a mess hall and /dining / like meeting living area. So think sort of Firefly-y in the sense of it. It's a little probably bigger than the Serenity. So it's different. It's unlike any other ship you've ever seen. There's nothing like it out there. Also, it has AI that does pretty much everything to maintain the ship. The rest of the jobs that you all do are kind of like to help it, but aren't like it can essentially function on its own. So that is called personal. What is it? Hang on, let me find where it is.
I think it's operating entity.
Yes, thank you. Personal operating entity, or PO.
PO.
Yes. PO.
Is that from Altered Carbon?
Oh no, I found an AI name generator, and I liked that one.
Yeah.
That's funny. Maybe it came from something.
Personal operating entity.
Yeah, personal operating entity.
PO goes by PO. So PO is kind of an asshole. Is a bit arrogant, but is also curious. And you all would know that about Poe because that tends to be Poe's downfall. So that's something you know about Poe.
Morgan Poe, aka Ocelot, he was an asshole too. It's all good, full circle here, guys.
There you go. So those are the 2 main things on the ship that you all would know about. The other thing, what you generally do, and I think I said this before, but is you fly around and you tend to make a lot of food deliveries, and then you also will like deliver other things or run like mercenary jobs. Like you kind of do whatever Jexa deems worthy of doing. And she likes to help people, but she can be she can be ruthless about helping people sometimes. Yeah. So I think that's it. Let's chat a little bit more about bonds. We kind of have we know how everybody is bonded to Jexa. And we know that Scuzz and Aster are good friends, and we know that there might be a love thing between Kesh and Aster. What else? Let's pull Miguel in here a little bit more. Like how are you? And this can also be like most of you are around the same age. Scuzz is the youngest and Jexa's the oldest by about 10 years. Not over 10 years, under that, but still by quite a bit. Aster is the second oldest, I think. So yeah, you can take into account that too, that, maybe some of you, like, I don't want to have negative relationships per se, but complicated relationships are totally fine. We can always play with that kind of stuff. So just throwing out there some different thoughts and ideas.
Yeah. I was thinking that I pretty much respect Kesh, but like psychic powers is something I don't really understand very much. Like it's a type of knowledge that's very different from what I'm used to. So there's a curiosity and interest there, but also a respect because we're about the same age. We both keep people alive on the ship, so I like it.
I think Kesh is into books.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, like fantasy or something, like escapist stuff.
I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got the book for you. Yeah, that's cool. Sweet. What about, let's see, who else? Yeah, what about like Kesh and Scuzz?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like being the youngest out of the group,
probably
like Scuzz
patronized too a lot.
yeah, I feel like that a little bit, but like I feel like did that, but you also realize he's very intelligent.
Yeah,
he's definitely like that nerd that you're the book nerd. I'm the gadget nerd as well.
Science
too.
nerd.
So in a way, I always feel like Randy and I always still have like this. We always find this really cool relationship within what we're doing. It's just, I can see you definitely picking on me, but at the same time, it's just like, well, I could kill you with my brain too. Well, technically, Kesh could probably kill you.
Kesh could probably kill your brain.
On that note, I feel like because Jexa not be much in this picture, I think I would step in if Kesh starts making fun of the YouTube, I put him in his place and he listens to me because he has a thing for me. We don't have to do that, but I feel like I would stick up for him.
That's what this is about, Diane. It's just so you can be like, haha, I have control of your character, Razzie.
No, it was just it's an idea that I just thought right now, but we don't have to go with that.
No, I kind of like it.
I think there's probably, with the three of us, there's some sort of like one-upsmanship and like good-natured ribbing, because I'm very smart. Like smarts is also my primary skill too. I think they're like three very intelligent people, and like I didn't watch The Big Bang Theory, but like from what I get out of it, it's like intelligent people being like, well, I'm smarter than you, and like, so I think there's a lot of that, and they all have sort of our own areas of expertise. Like I think both Miguel and I probably like, we could probably take apart an engine if given enough time, and Scuzz is like, no, not like I can.
Nah. And I've got one arm, guys. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
And I've got one.
You got four, and I can do better than you.
I will say that one thing that that your character Aster,
Aster, Aster,
would know is that in a fight, I often add smite to weapons to as many people as I can when I can. So especially you and me, essentially a lot of the time, because I'm punching things a lot, and you're up there probably right next to me. So we are probably buddies in the hey, let's go murder stuff kind of way.
Yeah, yeah, we bond that way. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, sweet.
And I think I would also have a respect for Kesh as well, because one, I mean, seeing just kind of how messed up like he really is, and being a young guy and not being able to remember anything, and the fact too, he's got the hots for my best friend. I'm like, okay, that's cool. He seems like he could take care of her and everything as well too, but more of a respect, not of like a younger sibling going, oh, I don't like, kind of like the way that Ocelot and Edge were like the opposite of that. It's just like, I do respect him. I like him, that the fact I know he's definitely messed up and everything, but he can hold his own. And yeah, I want to fit in. I'm the younger guy, but trying to find the place with everybody as well. Respect for my elders, y'all old farts.
The one thing I wanted to say about Kesh that I definitely wanted to say my character would respect is the choice to leave the Sykers. Like that was a choice that you made because it didn't align with who you wanted to be. And I think like my whole thing is I believe in faith and science. And that's what he has written on his back. That is sort of the tenet of librarians. And that's because that's what he believed in. If he didn't, he would he understands wanting to leave that. He's probably had people he knows who have left the librarians as well. But like your choice is marked on your forehead. You have to live with that your whole life. And so he respects that probably that you have that code, even if like he doesn't always understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think there's also like a conflict with Kesh with a lot of the other members of this crew because I think he would prefer to do things like the sneaky in and out, not like low body count sort of way, you know? Like that's like the majority of the Syker training for people who went to Banshee is like stealth combat and not like let's blow everything up. He has like the ability to blow some stuff up, but I think that's like a constant conflict is like let's not shoot everything up. Like, just, like put a couple people asleep, like sneak in, sneak out. We don't have to like slit throats.
Okay.
You can't slit throats.
Cool. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
This is the most bloodthirsty crew that we've had so far.
I know. I'm the one playing the pacifist here, so we know we wandered into strange territory.
Okay, sweet. Thanks, y'all. I think we're in a good spot here to probably get started with doing this like the actual gameplay. Do you all have any questions? Any other questions? Anything that I didn't cover about the ship, about Jexa, about the world, your characters? Okay.
So just to clarify, we've all been together as a group for at least a year.
Yeah, probably more than that. Yeah, probably like a few years at the very least. So you know each other well. Yeah.
Tried and true crew members.
I think I've been with Jexa for like 14
years. The longest.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So Rossi would be the longest.
Mm-hmm. And then probably.
I think the shortest route is
I feel like it'd be him.
Scuzz. Yeah. And so I'm probably both like how long have you been with the ship? I guess is a good question.
Who? Scuzz?
Aster.
Oh, Aster.
Because I think it's just between whether or not you and I like how close to each other joining the ship.
So you joined the ship first.
Okay.
Or unless Megan wants to stick with it, she found me right after finding Kesh.
That's also fine.
It doesn't matter. Either way.
Yeah, I'm totally fine having been with the ship long enough that like because I'm definitely not the youngest or the newest. I kind of like that being Scuzz. And then I'm either the second to last or the one right before that. So
I can be second to last.
Okay.
Because that way I was more out on my own for a while. And I'm still.
So let's say probably for me 5 years. Does that sound like it makes sense?
Yeah.
And maybe there are periods where I might leave for a while and then come back, like, because that might make sense as well. Like, I might not have been on the ship when you joined, Diana. So maybe there is like some of that, and then I came back probably like 2 years ago or something. Because the idea is that I do want my character to have been like, hey, I travel and I might need to travel again, but like he trusts Jexa at this point is how long I want him to have been on the ship. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that makes total sense. I think that sounds good. Sweet. Can y'all hear this music?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Then if everyone is good beyond that and has no other questions, let's start. So you all are on the ship. You are en route to Cherrytown to make a food drop this is a place you've gone before, so you know the basic routine. And while you wait, you're playing a good old game of Junker Chase. So we're gonna do the chase right now. So let's talk through real quick. Let me pull all of that up. I of course didn't pull that one up. Harbingers.
What's the name of this game?
Junker Chase.
Junker Chase?
Junker Chase.
Rossi said, "I'll remember that."
That might.
Okay. Where did I put it? Here it is. All right. I'm just going to go through the chase information that I sent you all. So if you want to
I'll put it in the chat so that everyone can have it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, just in case you're not on the sheet, it is the last tab there.
Yes, it is. Okay, so think of chases like a different form of combat. Essentially, it can be a combat that just has the addition of your running, and here are some things you can do with that. That's essentially all it is. It has a few different rules than combat, and I'm going to go over those. So yeah, this can be done. I should also specify we are only going to do foot chases. We're not going to do anything else but foot chases because they are the simplest, and chases can be a bit confusing. Just like when you once you do it, I feel like it's fairly straightforward. But we're going for the simplest thing here. So the first thing is the setup. So for this, there are 2 decks of cards. One deck of cards is the chase deck, which I will explain what that means. And one is the action deck, which is what we normally do in combat. That's how you know, that's your initiative card, basically. So I'm going to start off by dealing out the chase cards. And I'm going to lower my camera here to see if y'all can see this, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do it like that. Okay. There we go. That'll work. Okay, it's going to be backwards for you all, but just so you can see. So I'm going to do 5 cards. And I've got little figures for us here. So this is essentially these cards stand in for distance. It's just a way for us to track distance and position. That's really all they're for. There's one other aspect, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so say that again.
Got a pair of sevens.
Oh,
Jack.
Okay, so I have figures for you all here. This one is going to be, I mean, not that it really matters, but that one's going to be Aster.
Okay.
You're all starting in the same place. Let's see, this one will be Scuzz. I don't know. I wish you would focus. Here, I guess I'll put it down here. You can probably focus.
That's okay.
This one is going to be Randy.
Yes.
Sweet wizard dude, because he has a book.
That sounds right.
And then here you go with your hat, Rossi. You get to be this weird ginger cowboy man.
As usual.
As usual. Yes. Okay. I'm just telling you all that so you can help me remember. I don't know if
Yes,
I can say them. But... Okay. So, the next thing that I'm going to explain to you, hang on, let me see this. So, to start a chase, we shuffle an extra deck of action cards. That's our chase cards. Deal them out like this in a row. 9 is a good number for most chases. For our purposes here, since we're going faster, we're doing 5. And then this will act as our chase map, yes. Allow us to track where everyone is. You all will act independently. This is like dramatic tasks in that clubs, if you get a club on your action card, so the card that is your initiative, there is a complication. Just like usual, you can use your bennies to redraw an action card if you don't want that. Complications can range from you losing your turn or for you getting bumped in one direction or another, maybe a direction you do not want to be bumped. And I will explain what a bump is here in a moment, but it is pretty much what it sounds like. Okay, so there are actions you can take in a chase. Characters in a chase can do most anything they'd normally do, such as attest, support, use powers, or make attacks. The GM decides how close a character has to be to try a particular action. For our purposes, between each card is 5 feet, essentially. It's like being next to somebody on a map, except you have to be on the same card to use melee. You cannot be on a different card. So y'all could melee right now, but if you were up here, that would not work.
So you're using the cards as an actual map.
Yes, this is a map.
Right.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You can hold actions. So that's just like normal in combat. You can make ranged and melee attacks as normal. The only thing we probably won't be doing here, I don't know that we'll deal with gang up bonus. That can get a little bit weird. But the same chase card, yeah, we'll see. You can do melee attacks and you can do ranged attacks, and then you can do maneuvers. So maneuvers are the big thing that's different. So let's talk about maneuvers. So the first maneuver is change position. That's probably going to be the main one you're doing in a chase. Essentially, the goal of doing that is you want to move up a card or two, or maybe move back. Most likely you're going to move up. For our game of Junker Chase, your goal is to get to the jack first. That's it. So just keeping that in mind as I go through this here. So you can use change position as an action or free action. So I'll read the text. A character may change his position by making a maneuvering roll as a free action. For our purposes in a foot chase, that's athletics. Success allows him to move up or down one chase card and up to 2 with a raise. The character may also change position as an action, adding a +2 to your roll. Either way, this maneuver may only be used once per turn. So basically, if you do it as a free action, you get no bonus to your roll. If you do it as your action, you get a bonus to your roll. Now, you can take that action and do the multi-action and then just make it like essentially no bonus, if that makes sense, because your multi-action penalty is a -2 already. So that's also a potential. So just to give you an example. There's a speed bonus if you are, I don't think anybody's super fast. So if you're like twice as fast as the other people, but I don't think we're going to deal with that. Dropping back. In a linear chase, a character may drop back 1 or 2 chase cards without making a maneuvering roll. He may not change position further, either as an action or free action. That's interesting. I don't think I put that one together. Okay. Anyway, that's one thing you can do. Another maneuver you can do is evade as an action or a free action. So this is essentially like you're zigzagging through terrain so that you're maximizing cover. That makes melee and ranged attacks against you suffer a -2 penalty until the start of your next turn. That character also takes the penalty. So if you were like, but I'm also going to shoot, you're also going to take a -2 penalty to that. You can't take it. It doesn't stack. You can't take it more than once per round. But it looks like it has a... my obstacles charting as well. If you... Until the next turn, melee. The character also takes penalty, blah, blah, blah. The penalty increases in both directions if it's the other person does
action.
Yeah. I don't think it's...
It's an action or a free action.
Oh, yeah. You're correct. You're correct. Okay, the other thing you can do is flee. We probably won't end up dealing with flee because most of the time you're going to have a goal. So let's not worry about that one right now. Okay. Force, but feel free to read back through it later if you want to. Force, the attacker attempts to force a rival away from or into an obstacle, from you or into an obstacle. To do so, both must be on the same chase card and make opposed maneuvering rolls, which is athletics. If the attacker wins, he bumps his foe. And bump is below, which basically means you get moved in one direction or another based upon what that person says. If the attacker wins, he bumps, blah, blah, blah. A raise is treated as if the defender rolled a critical failure on a maneuvering roll. Critical failures are a card draw, and then there's a table at which tells me what happens. Generally, it's either you lose your turn or you get bumped is generally what it is.
Can I ask a quick question about bumping?
Totally.
If someone bumps, like let's say I use my maneuver to bump the enemy or to force them.
Yeah.
Are we both moved to that second card?
No, you would be bumping them away from you.
Okay. So it's like...
Essentially. Yeah, it's like I've knocked you over.
Pushing somebody in a run.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so those are the basics of what you can do. You basically can force, evade, or change position. Those are your maneuvers. You can do most of them as an action or free action. And then you can also do attacks and things like that. For this chase, you won't need that most likely. But maybe. Complications come up on a club for your action card. Yes, and that's another one where I believe you draw for the complication. If a character's action card is a club, something has gone wrong. An obstacle may block the path. The engine might stall, or a hero might have to run through the mud, ice uphill, or some other impediment. The character must make a maneuvering roll as a free action to deal with the complication. The suit on his current chase card determines any modifier to the maneuvering roll and the results of failure. So I can also use this to be like, oh, if you land on that 6 there, you're going to get struck by lightning if you get a complication. So keep that in mind, things like that. And then damage is taken as normal. However, if you are shaken, stunned, or wounded in a chase, you get bumped by the opposing side.
Okay.
So that is something to know. That's it. That's a chase. So it might sound a little confusing right now, but we're going to run through it as y'all play Junker Chase, which is everyone's favorite. Junker Chase.
Megan, is there a way we can print this out and have it at our tables?
Yes, I will have it printed for you.
Perfect and beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, I will not make you have to remember all of this.
Only you, Diana.
Right.
You have to remember.
You have to remember. Don't show Diana your notes. Okay. Oh, where'd my music go? Oh, it wasn't.
Don't worry, Rossi's character loves Diana's character, so
there we go.
Share.
Okay.
For once, he's going to be nice to me.
Junker Race. Here we go. So I'm going to draw y'all some action cards.
Woo!
Woohoo! Okay. First up, let's do. Who did I say this was? This is Adam or Scuzz. You get. Oh, we'll have to be down here. You get a 6 of spades.
Spades.
Philip or Kesh. Holy shit! You got a joker. Holy shit! So that's gonna work just like it does. You're gonna get a +2. You can go at any time.
Does he get a Benny too?
Everybody gets a Benny.
Yes! So lucky.
That's a good point. We haven't talked about bennies yet. Everybody, I believe, has 3 bennies except for Adam, who has 4, correct?
And now 5.
Yes, because
Yep,
I'm looking.
now
Now I got 5.
All right.
5 bennies. Wow.
Starting off, man. Look at that.
Next up is Aster. Aster, you get a 6 of hearts. So we're going to go right up there next to you. And last but not least, Randy, Miguel, you get a 10 of clubs. So
I'm going to use my Benny
you're
to
gonna use
redraw
that Benny.
that.
All right, let's try another card. Oh, there's a 2 of hearts. No more clubs.
Much
That's
better.
good.
Much better.
Okay.
Then we got an extra Benny.
So that means first up, if you would like to take it, is Kesh. Kesh, what would you like to do? Your goal. Oh, one other thing I didn't tell you in Junker Chase. There's junk everywhere, which means you can pick it up as a free action as you're running. You can chunk it at somebody with an athletics roll, and or whap somebody with it if you so choose, or don't worry about it at all and just run. It's up to you.
So the goal is just to make it to the end of the race, right?
Yep, get here first. You win. Junker Chase.
Okay. I am going to try to double maneuver here. So I'll maneuver as a free action, then use my action to also try to run.
I don't believe you can do that. I think that is a great idea, but you can only use it once per turn.
Okay, but if I do it as an action, I get the +2.
Yes.
All right, then I'm just going to do that.
Okay, sweet. Then make an athletics roll.
Yeah, baby. Aced.
Ooh, you aced it? Sweet.
So that's 6 plus 2 is 8, plus my 2 for having a joker, that's 10.
Okay, well,
gosh.
a raise is a raise is a raise. It means you can move up to 2 cards, so you can move here if you would like. Is that what you would
I'd
like?
like to do that.
All right. There you go. All right, is there anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Okay, sweet.
I think I would have had to declare that ahead of time.
Sure, well, you could do it. You still had a free action. You could, pick up some junk or something.
Sure.
Pick up junk.
Pick up some
I'm
junk.
gonna
Right.
bend down and pick up an old soda can.
Oh, I like it. You got an old soda can. Sweet. Okay. All right. It's it says never mind. I'm trying to add silly things in. Okay, next up, let's see, we've got a 6 of spades and a 6 of hearts. So next up will be Adam or Scuzz. What would you like to do?
Scuzz, hop back to the thing, please. Now in this case we're racing against each other, or we're being chased.
You are racing against each other.
Is there a way, I mean, I would say this, is there a way where I could hinder the two of them from moving by doing something in this space? Like taking my wrench and like, I see something and I just like grab onto it and wrench it down so like something falls in their path.
Yeah, so you could do essentially force. You could you would have to do that on one of them, so that has to be an action, and you're essentially making an opposed roll against that person. So yeah, you can force them back one potentially.
Diana, you want odds or evens?
Odds.
Odds. It is an odd. I'm going against you.
Okay.
Oh.
And what sort of check was this?
That's
Meghan?
athletics. So you make an athletics roll first.
Okay. Athletics, which you got. Okay, here we go. That is a 4.
Okay, would you like to keep it before you roll, Diana? Would you like to keep it, Adam?
You know what? I'm gonna spend my Benny that I got and do that again.
Go for it.
Let's make it better. Hey, that's better. That's a 5.
A 5. Okay, Diana, your go.
All right.
We're
So
opposing this roll with athletics.
Oh! I got a crit!
Oh! Okay, let me see. In a crit, raise is treated as a roll.
So what did you do to stop her? No. Yeah.
I've got my wrench and I just see like this big like metal tower of junk, and I just like latch my wrench onto it and just yank it down in her path.
Wow.
So she can't go anywhere.
All right.
Something.
Well, she crit failed on this, so I'm gonna say that you can bump her back if you would like by doing that. So you essentially like knock it into her. She like potentially stumbles back, and I would also say she's shaken because of this.
Okay.
So only bumping once. Is that what you would like to do?
Yes, it is.
All right.
That's
so
what I will
she's
do.
going to come back here onto a new card. Now you're even further back, Diana.
All right.
Supposed to run the other way, Aster.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else you would like to do? Free action.
Yeah. I mean, am I allowed to move up one from that?
You can try to change position as a free action. Yes. So make an athletics roll.
Athletics.
Have y'all ever heard the Aaliyah song that's like, change position, change
Yes, position. Yep. It's another one.
That is only a 3. So I'll keep it at that.
Keep it. Okay, you are not able to move ahead, but you were able to push Aster back.
Cool.
All right, nice. Okay, next up is you, Aster. What would you like?
Is there any way? So I would like to. Well, okay, just bumps me back. I'm not flat on my face. I want to play. Huh?
Are you shaken?
You are shaken. Yes, thank you.
unshake
Thank
her.
you, Philip. So that means you need to unshake by making a... Oh my god, why is this always so stupid hard for me?
Is
Making
it
a
vigor?
roll.
Bigger roll?
I got vigor roll.
You got a big vigor too.
D8 plus 6.
Yeah, she's a fighter.
Yeah, she is.
I'm a fighter.
No.
Randy, what's your vigor? You got a big one too?
I do have a
No,
decent
you
vigor.
make a spirit roll. I always get
Is
these
it
backwards.
spirit?
I'm gonna have to look.
Or is it spirit?
I don't know. I can't remember because I get it confused every time.
Jordan!
I know. Jordan, help! The sound guy who might be running sound for us is also knows Savage Worlds really well. So.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, if it's spirit, it's different die. Let me know.
Okay. I don't know why I have the hardest time with that.
That's okay.
Results. I know, but it's I just get them flipped.
I mean, if you're going to mix anything up, that's probably what would be mixed up the most. So I like, don't beat yourself up too much. 90.
Maybe we can just Google it?
I feel like it's spirit. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I think you're right. I think it's spirit as well. Let's go
Yeah.
with spirit, because I'm pretty sure
All right,
it's
so
shaking
then-
is spirit and
I'll look it up.
Just be soaking. Soaking is vigor.
You could also use a Benny. Don't forget that.
Yes,
That's
you could
also
also use a Benny.
I rolled a 5.
That's a success.
Yay.
So you can take your turn as normal.
Am I able to?
You're shooting.
Damn it! You're playing a game.
You could throw junk if you wanted, but you wouldn't probably be able to move because you'd need a free action to pick up some junk and then an action to throw it.
And force is only in the same square.
Yeah, you have to be on the same card to be able to force.
So then I would just keep running, yeah, to catch up.
Yeah, you could potentially get ahead of them. So if you want to do that, I'd say do it as an action.
Yes.
And then you get a +2.
And then what roll is that again?
Athletics.
Athletics. It's D6.
Oh,
And you said.
Say that again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's +2. You said.
Yeah, +2. You're doing it as an action.
Oh.
Wait,
7, 8, 9.
9. That's a success. So that means you can go up to the 4. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Ha ha ha! Laughing all the way, right?
Yes.
Okay. Great. That was your turn, and then last but not least, it's Randy. Miguel, what would you like to do?
So Miguel watches all of that transpire like right near him, and he looks over at Aster, who is now past him. And no, because I think it's rude to knock stuff in people's way. I'm going to cast Boost Trait on you, and I'm gonna boost your athletics. Ooh. And I go, if we're gonna play dirty, let's play dirty all the way.
So what does that do?
Okay, hang on. You got to make the roll first, though.
Yeah, I gotta make the roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have it yet, Diana.
Which is a D8. So let me...
Don't forget your wild die.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
That aced.
Sweet.
Nice. Yes. That's a 10.
Ooh.
That is a success with a raise. Is there a raise? I believe.
I believe so. Yeah.
It's 2 die types.
2
die types.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What is your
love
current
that.
die type
Dude,
for athletics, Diana?
2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I go from a D6, so I go D8, D10?
D10.
Yep.
That's your new athletics die.
that's the spell that I had for Hattie, right, Randy?
Yep.
I believe that is for 5 rounds. Is that correct? 5 rounds?
5 rounds. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So now I'm gonna run for my own turn.
Okay. So that will be your
or change
free
position.
action.
Yeah.
So
my
you will just
free
get
action.
athletics roll with no bonus.
Right. And that's a D6. That is a 4. So I'm gonna move.
That's a success. You'll move up 1.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Nice.
All right.
I high five you in the same square.
I look back at him like.
That was round 1. Let's go on to round 2. So let's see here. We'll go. Philip, you've got an or Kesh.
8 of diamonds.
8 of diamonds.
down for
Aster, you've got a 10 of hearts. We'll go Miguel. Ooh, a 3 of clubs.
I'm gonna Benny that.
New card, 4 of hearts. 4 of hearts. And finally, we have another club for Scuzz. Would you like to keep it?
Ooh, clubby? No, I'll it's a queen though.
Yeah, it was a queen. Are you sure? Are you sure?
No, you know, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
What complication happened?
All right, so this is the first complication, and you are up first. So let's resolve that complication.
It's based on the card you're standing on, I think.
Yes,
right?
it is. It is based on that spade right there. So let me find it in my book. Oh wait, actually, it should be in here. This will be faster. Okay. That's a spade. Oh my. This is a critical failure.
Oh no!
Perfect.
Yes. Okay, let me see. If a character group's action card is a club, something has gone wrong. Obstacle on the block path, blah, 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 blah. Maneuvering. Oh, no, I'm sorry. So, Maneuvering roll is a free action to deal with the complication. The suit on his current chase card determines... Oh. Okay, that's if you fail. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. So you need to make an athletics roll to try to deal with this complication. So basically, you now have to deal with all of the junk that you dropped to try and push Aster back. It's now right in your face.
Ooh, baby, double explosions. Let's go. Give me a 10.
Ow. Nice. Okay, so nice. So had you failed, it would have been a critical failure. That's how it works. You get to roll, and so because you succeeded, nothing happens to you, and you can take your turn as normal.
Can I ask a clarifying question though?
Yeah, totally.
If let's say he had rolled like a 3 and a 3, he wouldn't have been able to use a Benny to fix that because it's counted as a critical failure.
No. It would just be a failure, but in as far as this works, it would be a critical failure, which means he would get bumped potentially.
Oh, okay.
So it's just more about how it functions there. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna attempt to move up twice.
Okay, you need a raise. So are you doing it as an action?
Yes.
Great.
There we go. Woo! That's one explosion. Let's go, baby. That is going to be... Ooh, man, another 10. Taking these new dice.
A 10. Okay, that will allow you to move up twice. So, yeah, you'll run right past them, and now you're on this card up here with Kesh.
Just run by and I'm like, I didn't need no speed boost. Oh, wait, no, I can't do it that way. I do it this way.
All right. Next up is Aster.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna wink at Miguel, and then Yeah, exactly is what I was thinking. And I'm gonna try and move forward if I can, because I can't really bump him yet or anything like that.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
I mean, yeah, you can bump your.
I can bump from behind.
You could bump me, for example.
Yeah, just whoever you could do force. Force is what it is. It's not bump. It's force. I always want to say that. If you want to, but you have to do it as an action. So if you want to, you can do both. You can try to do that and then move. It's up to you.
No, I'm just gonna try and move.
Okay, then you get a +2.
Okay. Oh, that makes more sense. 9, 10, 11.
There you go. That's with a raise, so you'll be able to move up to the 7. Almost there.
And then I turn around and I just kind of stick my tongue at all of you.
All right, Kesh, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Ooh, I'm gonna start off change. I'm gonna try to run forward. Not
okay.
As an action. I'm just gonna try to.
As a free action. Okay.
Rossi's like, I want to keep my action open. Rossi's like,
yeah, keep my action open. That's a 5.
5, 6 is a success. So you will move forward 1 if you want to keep that.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna move forward 1, and then I'm gonna run up and say, hey there, and I'm just gonna try to give her a little.
What?
He's nudging you back.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
You're gonna force?
I'm gonna force.
Okay. Great. So make a athletics roll.
My specialty, athletics. It's a 4.
A 4. That is maybe a success. Would you like to keep it? It's opposed. Before Diana rolls. Yep. Okay. Diana, it's your go. Athletics roll. Wow.
You don't want too much.
27.
Wow. She just I don't know what do you do in response to that, Aster?
I do like the coolest I want to say it's like this weird ninja tumble.
I love it.
Like cartwheel, think of it like a gymnast, and I land at the end like in superhero pose, staring at them like, the
I just like to imagine. Well, you haven't quite yet, but you're about to. I can imagine.
Okay. Well, just imagine doing some really cool like.
But you do.
Rossi gets like plush.
Basically, Kesh tries to do that, and you just like do the crazy, like he's trying to push you back, and you just do this crazy maneuver and flip over it. And, yeah, and he's unable to. I like it. Sweet. Yes. Awesome. All right.
Use his momentum.
Next up is Miguel.
Miguel, I'm going to run as a free action.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh.
That's a 9.
A 9, that's a success with a raise. That means you can move up to the 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to the
7.
Okay.
Move up. And then I can't use my action to move, can I?
No,
right?
You cannot.
So then what I'm gonna do is what am I allowed to do as a big action now?
You can force, or you could evade if you wanted to. Or you can attack.
I am going to evade.
Okay. So you're starting to like zigzag, which means anybody who tries to make an attack on Miguel this next turn is going to be at a -2, but that also means you will be at a -2, but it's probably not going to matter for you. So yeah, sweet. Let's find out what's next. So Kesh, 7 of diamonds. We'll go Aster, 3 of diamonds.
I need a new card because I have quick.
Okay, we'll come right back to. Oh, you're right. New card 4. Nope, that's not gonna work. 3. Oh my gosh, no. There you go. It's a 9 of clubs. It's a clubs. Would you like? Well, we'll come back around to that. And then Miguel, you get an 8 of hearts. And Scuzz, a joker! Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. That means everybody gets another Benny.
Benny from that though.
Yep, and you can go at any time. You got a +2. Now, anyone want to switch out their cards for something different? Or are we good?
No.
You know what? I'm not, just for the sake of the game, to see what happens.
Great. Oh, I should tell you all, this is canon.
Really?
Yes.
And maybe I want to switch now.
No. It's okay. I'm not going like it's canon.
I mean, you're not gonna get better than a Joker though.
Right. It's canon in that the story is like going to lead into everything, but I'm not gonna like hold everything against you. I'm just letting you know. Okay. So. Okay, we're keeping the cards.
It's okay. I'll just keep it.
All right, so then that means
I had my moment for a second.
Scuzz, you can go first if you would like. You have a +2.
Yeah. Scuzz would like to try to win it.
Okay. Then make a roll at a +4 if you want to do it as your action.
Yeah, +4, baby. Let's go.
I think y'all are screwed.
That's 9 + 4 is a 13.
Yep. Scuzz runs past you all. Will you tell us what happens, Scuzz, as you get to the end?
It's one of those things, like, I feel like it's one of those things they're all three looking at each other like, oh, we got it, he's still back there, and then you just see, you see him, like, duck underneath, like, just all this other junk in the way, and he just, like, is climbing up, like, this mini step stool, and, like, jumps, and, like, turns, like around as well, too, and just kind of salutes everybody with his giant wrench, and then just, like, lands and skids across the thing, and then just like he grabs on like another like a pipe sticking out of the ground, just grabs that and just like helps him just like slow himself to a stop. Puts his wrench into his thing and just looks at everybody. He's like, yeah. Gotta go with the brain sometimes, y'all. Come on.
And yeah, at the end, this is kind of like, think of it like on what is it, Hollow Chess on Star Trek or something. It's kind of like that. So it's like I imagine maybe Adam, maybe your character introduced it since it's like Junker Chase. Or something like that.
Baby, let's go.
Yeah. But yeah. And so there's like little fireworks at the end. They go pow pow, and y'all just hear. Good job. And then you see Jexa, and she's kind of leaning. Y'all are in like the mess hall area, and she's just come in through the door, and she says, "Good job, Scuzz, but we've just arrived to Cherrytown, so I need y'all to get the food and get that delivery down."
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you all, like I said, this is a very common thing for you. You have your basics. You know, she does tell you, she's like, just remember that you all have to, you have to get through the city. You got to avoid anything dead that might want to eat you, or, you know, not dead, I suppose. Get through all of that, and then once you get to the gate of Cherrytown, the guard will let you in and deliver the food, and then let me know when you're on your way back, and I'll be here for you. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, hey, Miguel. We made a bet, right? What was it that you said I was gonna win if I won the game? And what was that? What was that again? That you'd pick up what, taking out the trash for like a week or something for me? Is that what it was?
Yes, I did say that. Yeah. It's only like every time that you win though, and you know. Yeah. That's right. You're know that. I tried. Hey, I look over at Aster and I go, I thought this was gonna be the one.
It's so close.
You're a fairly mobile old man. Good on you. Good on you.
I turn around and I just kind of like smack him, like,
my arm! What would you do that for? God, you broke
Calm down, Scuzz. It wasn't that hard.
All right. Let's get the job done.
So before we move on, do you all have any questions about the chase? Was that clear? Did that make sense?
It did.
Okay, it's a lot easier than it seems. It just adds a few things that you can do, and it's a different way that we can like tell that story. So it's gonna pop up. So now you know what it's like. Okay, yeah. So is there anything else y'all want to do on the ship before you head out to Cherrytown?
Just throw my standard going out equipment.
Yeah. I wanna as we're leaving, just perceive like people watching the ship, people like keeping an unusual amount of attention to us. Obviously there's people just watching, but like anyone who looks sus.
Make a notice roll.
Yeah, I'm doing my security detail.
You know what? Make a notice roll at just make a notice roll. Won't worry about it.
Okay. Ooh, double ace. Let's go. Why are my dice on fire tonight?
Get it, you perceptive person, you.
16 plus 5, 21.
21. Oh yeah, you really take a moment to like scan the area. The thing is, you're out in the wastes, and this town is abandoned outside of the gated area of Cherrytown. There might be some monsters out here. You notice a couple of birds that are keeping an eye on you. But I will say, you have this weird feeling, and you've been having it for a while, that like somebody is just like watching you. You don't know why you have that feeling. You haven't seen anybody watching you, but you've been feeling that way for quite some time when y'all land.
Just this time, or
no?
It's been going on.
It's been going on for a little while. Yeah, but beyond that, you don't see anybody. You do see some movement. Like, imagine this as you're sort of like on a desolate, like desert, dry plain. Captain post set down the ship, and y'all can see like the ruins of the city in the distance, and you can see some movement in the city, but like you're not like already down in the city. You got to walk there a little ways. There's just not room for the ship to land there, so you're just on the edge.
I'm going to, as I always do when we have to go talk to people, I'm going to take my, like desert scarf I normally have and tie it up to protect my face, but also it covers my
A.
Yeah, my A.
Nice.
Hey.
Kind of just sounds. It kind of sounds like you're nicely saying it covers your ass, but.
Cover my A.
Okay, great. Oh, great. Anything else anybody wanted to do before y'all head to the city? Okay.
No.
think so.
Okay, so you all head out. Jexa takes off with the ship. You've got your gear. You've got the food that you all have in your packs that you are supposed to be dropping off to Cherrytown. So how about everybody make me a notice roll as you get closer to the city?
Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
How much food do we are we bringing from the ship to them? Like, is it crates? What does it look like? I'm just curious in terms of like.
I think I would say that you all probably have let's say you have a hover cart from the ship, that is sort of like a big flatbed type cart that just has a good handful of boxes on it. So okay. But you all have a way to kind of cover that, because if you're just roaming around with food, that's a bad idea. So that's a good way.
Obvious place to attack.
Yeah, so it's definitely dangerous. This is anytime you make food deliveries like this, it's dangerous.
Okay, so it is dangerous. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's certainly dangerous.
I got a 6 on the notice roll.
You got a 6 on your notice roll. Okay.
3.
A 5, a 3.
I probably have the worst.
I got an 11.
An 11. Okay.
Ooh.
A 6, a 5, a 3. Okay. Aster, you are focused on trying to make sure that the food is covered properly.
I'm covering it.
Yeah. So you're kind of letting the rest of them focus on everything else. You're just not really focused on that. Kesh and Miguel, you all, I mean, you know what's in this city. I mean, you know what's in the wastes. It's zombies. It's just horrible things, especially when you get around cities like this. This city is not big enough to have had a ghost rock bomb drop on it directly like the major cities, which is good because you don't have to go through the maelstrom to get to Cherrytown. But it is still mostly ruined city that has been condensed down, and there are a lot of dead things here. So you all see some movement in the city distance and know that you're going to need to be careful. Scuzz, you see that there is a pretty large amount of what look like zombies kind of clustered around down an alley that's sort of in your path. So what would y'all like to do in this instance? And to figure that out, we're going to do a quick encounter. All right. Quick encounter music, go. So you all, we're just going to do this in one round. Like I said, I just gave this information to Scuzz. It's going to take me a while to remember all your names. Scuzz, does anyone pass on any information before we move ahead with a quick encounter?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been telling everybody, hey y'all, it looks like one of our way through, it looks like we got an alleyway up along the side that looks like we got some roamers up inside there. So we may have to think of a different path to get through there. But there seems to be a bunch of them.
Okay.
Mechanics question. Can this hover crate be lifted? Is it very heavy or?
I mean, it is heavy right now simply because it's on, it's got so much stuff on it. In general, it hovers just a few inches off of whatever the surface is below it. So there is a way for you to kind of be able to hover it upstairs and things like that if you need to. But it doesn't it's not, perfect.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if we can lift it up somewhere. So you said there's an alleyway, and what else is there?
Well, it seems like there's a bunch of roamers down there, a bunch of them. So, I mean, have we been to Cherrytown before, right?
Yes,
I mean,
you have.
We got to know some other I don't know, paths to get where we need to go. But I mean, the alley we normally go down ain't looking too hot right now, y'all. So
unless we create a distraction and throw something towards these beings the other way, and they can see it, and we make our way through.
Yeah, I can hook us up with an old cat and mouse, and everyone else can go the other way. I'll just do my little goose chase.
All right.
You're going to run?
Oh, I'm not. Won't run, Hawksley. I'll meander. Meandering's the best way.
Well, let's make that meandering as good as it possibly can be. And he pulls out a book, flips through some pages, finds a passage and begins just reading over you. As he does, a glow from his gloved hand raises, or will try to raise. I'm doing boost trait for athletics so that you can run faster.
Nice.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
It is a good thing. It's 5. Yeah, it's the best spell, but it's also expensive. So
It is expensive, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll give you a boosted die type in athletics for we'll say for this, essentially this quick encounter.
Right. I want to do a couple things. The thing, every time we're away, I think I always do this, and I try to hook up a mind link.
Okay.
Tap in. So I guess.
when you say mind link, you mean between all of us?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm never gonna get used to this.
Yeah.
I think it's rather cool. I don't have any magic. Like
Now,
all
does
of
it
you.
allow all of us to? Is it mostly like towards you, or can we still all mind link?
I'm like the linchpin that's holding the mind link together.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's a success.
Gotcha.
I'll spend enough power points. That's 2 more to hook up the 4 of us.
Okay.
We can all
What's
stay
the
on
range on that thing?
It's a mile.
A mile, and then
if I got raised, it would have been 5 miles.
okay, and then how long does it last?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, so we have that for 30 minutes. And I'm gonna say for the captain, if she goes out of range, you lose track of her, and then when she comes back in range, then you can hear her again. You don't have to reset it up. So we'll make that a blanket rule. Okay, great. Yeah, successful. You all, I mean, do you describe like how it feels? Does it feel a particular way to everyone, or?
It just my eyes go sort of vacant for a second, and you can see the whatever weird radiation effect that it has, like all those capillaries sort of like burst a little bit, come to the surface. It isn't a big drain, so it doesn't push them too hard. But you sort of everyone sort of feels sort of fuzzy the way that you get head cold, and then that sort of like narrows down into a little bit. That's not really painful, but it just feels like a little pressure in your head. It's a little crowded because it's everybody's. It's your intentional surface thoughts that get communicated. It's basically a mental radio.
But so if I think something, like Scuzz can hear it with through.
Yeah, if you like actively think.
Okay.
Think something. It's like an open channel.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let's do this quick encounter. So, the way quick encounters work is everybody takes 1 action. You're making a skill roll. Attacks aren't really resolving in a normal way. It's different. It's more just like there are particular rules that happen in the way you get wounds. So this particular one is going to be a dangerous quick encounter because of the situation that we're in, which means if you all fail, you will take a wound. If you succeed, you will take 1 fatigue, and if you succeed with a raise, you will take nothing.
Okay.
So, in a quick encounter, anyone can go whenever you would like. So everyone's going to do 1 thing, and your goal is to get from here to the gates. It's not super far. It's a fairly direct shot, but there are zombies in the way, and you either want to sneak past them or get past them as fast as possible. Who would like to go first?
I will work to stealth with the food.
Okay.
Around. That's what my.
Okay, I'm gonna say you have a -1 to this because you're also dealing with the food.
Okay. All right.
How many people need to push this cart? Sorry to ask
Just 1.
these questions.
How
many people does it take to push the cart?
Just 1. Just 1.
Just 1 person?
Yeah.
Alright,
because it's hover.
Yeah.
It has
Alright, that's
after the -1.
5 after the -1 means you will take 1 fatigue, but you are successful at getting to the gate without letting the zombies know you're coming.
-1. Let's go.
I'm going the heads down the middle. I'm going sort of off to the side and trying to make some noise, and then scurrying, make some other noise.
Oh.
So it's a little. I'm trying to draw them off.
Okay, let's make
go for
that athletics. Yeah, I think that sounds great.
It's a 5.
A 5. All right. Well, that is a success, which means you will take 1 fatigue. So as you are trying to do that, because you're going back and forth and doing all this extra work, you're draining extra energy, and it wears you out a bit more than you expect.
Yeah.
But you are successful, and you do notice as you start making noise, you see some of the zombies kind of go, and start to like, just start to scatter in some different directions, but they are starting to move towards noise, and you all do see that. All right, great. Who's next? Aster or Scuzz?
Go for it, Aster.
I think once she sees that they're being they're going the other way, I'm gonna take this opportunity to stealth as quick as I can.
Stealth, great. Make a stealth roll.
That is a 5.
A 5 will be a success with a fatigue. So we'll take a -1 to all of your rolls until you are able to get rid of that fatigue.
I love that all of us have rolled 5s so far.
You have all rolled 5s. I don't know what it is about 5s. But it's kind of same thing. As you're sneaking, you're trying to kind of hold your breath without realizing it, and it kind of wears you out more than you mean to. But you are able to make it. All right, Scuzz, it's up to you. What's next?
I guess Scuzz will stealthily start pushing the cart.
The cart's already there. It's already there.
The cart's already there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Yeah. I'll stealth as well.
Stealth. All right, you're gonna try to sneak up.
I'm gonna spend a Benny.
Spend a Benny.
That was only a tree. That is a 5.
Wow. All right, everybody's got fatigue.
5 poets.
You get a 5. I get a 5.
It's like you all watched each other run across. It's like you watched Miguel run across and forgot that Miguel was pushing something extra, and that's kind of what wore Miguel out. And you were like, we also need to do that. So everybody's worn out. However, once you all get over there, everybody make a notice roll for me.
With a -1 for the fatigue.
Yes. Don't forget your -1s, everybody.
6 for me.
6.
That'll be a 7.
7.
Ooh, that's a 3.
3. Okay, Kesh, you and Miguel are kind of looking over the cart and trying to double check and make sure zombies aren't coming and not really paying attention to anything else. And we had a 6, and Aster, what did you have?
I had the 6, Adam had the 7.
Oh, 6 and 7. You all go up to the gate and start looking around, and you notice there is no guard anywhere. Also, I'll say that Aster, you noticed that first off, and Scuzz, you noticed that the zombies are starting to head towards y'all. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Hey, even with that great distraction, that's been really sneaky. I think they're still starting to come this way.
So we need to get past the gate.
Yeah.
There's usually a guard here. That's quite strange.
Yeah. There ain't no guard.
Yeah.
Where's the guard at?
But the gate is closed, is that right?
The gate is closed, yeah.
You're saying there's no guard here?
Is
There's
that
always someone here. That's odd.
What would you like to do? You could knock.
Can I try to climb over the gate to unlock it for us?
It's enclosed, so it's not. It's sort of like the front gate of this like building complex.
Got it.
So this is going to lead into a dramatic task, unless there's anything you all would like to do ahead of time. Okay.
No.
All right, so for this dramatic task, let me go over the basics once again. We will draw action cards. For this dramatic task, we are going to do 3 rounds. You have 3 rounds to get 12 successes. To get a success, you must get at least a 4 or better on your roll. If you get a raise for however many raises you get an additional success. But you must do it in 3 rounds. You all are at -1. Don't forget that. Complications are in play here. And in general, it's sort of like the quick encounter in that you're using skills and you can do whatever, but you are working towards getting either in or whatever it is that you decide. The door unlocked, whatever you would like. So let's start by dealing some cards. Let me put this out so I can keep track of you all here. Okay. So we've got Kesh with a 4 of diamonds. We've got a Queen of Hearts for Scuzz. Aster has a 10 of clubs, so that is going to be a complication for you. Oh my god, and here is a joker. A joker for Miguel. Everybody gets a Benny.
We're just on session 0 when we get
I didn't get a joker the whole season 2. So.
Really?
Yeah,
wow. No. All right. Well, here it is.
I watched it back. There was one time I would have got a joker, but I think Diana, you had like where you got 2 cards, and so you got the joker, and I was like, no.
I know. That's funny. Okay. So, everybody got that. Would anyone like to spend a Benny to redraw? Yes?
I will.
Okay. You got a 9 of spades. That worked out for you. All right. So first up is going to be Scuzz. If you would like to go first, you'll have basically a +1 to everything that you do. So what would you like to do?
Wait, I thought I got the joker.
Yeah, you got the joker.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you got the joker. I thought it was Scuzz. My tracking system isn't great.
I got a queen.
You got a queen. Sorry. Yes, this is Miguel.
I look over at Kesh and I go, I think the time for subtlety is done. And I start ramming myself against the door to try to open it.
That's gonna be athletics.
Yeah, because if there's no guard in there, either there are people in there and they'll hear us trying to break the door down and they'll come, or we'll find out very quickly that no one's alive.
Quite true. Quite true indeed.
So, I'm using athletics. I bet you Kesh's face is just like. Alright, yeah, that's 6. +1. I'm going to spend a Benny.
Okay.
Gotta be in spin Benny.
Yeah, ooh, that was worth it. 6 + 5, 11.
11. That is a success.
Oh,
+1, which is 12. So that's a success with 2 raises, which means you get 3 successes. Good job. That's amazing. Okay.
You are hard with my
he's so strong.
Yeah. All right. 3 successes. Very nice. So yeah, you start like bumping into it as hard as you can, and you all are seeing he's starting to like, there's sort of like a chain that's holding this like gate in front of this building together, and it's starting to it looks like it's coming loose, at least a little, but still has a ways to go. So next up is going to be our queen, and that is actually Scuzz.
Ooh, queen. How many zombies are currently like meandering towards us?
You can see at least 12, but you are pretty sure there's more.
It's gonna be a lot.
Possibly more. Excellent. Is there so there's no like mechanics or anything hooked up to this gate? It's just chained, yeah?
Sure. I'll say that it has a, there's a, whenever there's a guy who's usually kind of up high in like like an extra room where he can kind of see, and he usually like buzzes y'all in. There's like a chain that, for our purposes, we'll say can come off electronically, and then also he can like buzz you in. So yeah, I'll say there's a sort of a mechanical function of the doors being able to move.
Okay. Man, trying to get gadgetary or junkman mode. That's what that is. But it doesn't look like this thing is broken at all. No,
doesn't look broken.
Like anything's been. Okay.
No.
All right.
Not yet.
Well, since all them zombies are coming up, I wanna start pulling from some of the electronics electricity and seeing if I could get some of this junk to start like wrapping around like the legs of some of these zombies and everything.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah. So you see Scuzz like walks over and there's like a lamp or something that just has like a lone bulb, and he just takes his wrench and he latches onto it. And you see like the bulbs start to flash, as then like in his arm like these just like tendrils just kind of start to come out and start scooting across the ground to grab some of the stuff and start maneuvering their way around to like kind of latch on to like their legs to make it like harder to entangle.
I like it. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Make your I believe it for you it is spellcasting. No, mad science? Weird science? I don't remember.
Weird science.
Weird
yes.
science.
Weird science. That is going to be a 4.
That is a success. Spend your power points. What is the blast template on this, or the range rather?
For that area of effect, medium blast.
Medium. So you can catch up to 3 zombies in that.
Okay.
You could spend an extra power point and make it bigger.
Yes, you can. You can make it large, which would allow you to catch 4.
Yeah, this is what Leander had in season 1.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do. I'll spend 3 so I can
Spend.
catch 4.
Okay. Great. Yeah, you can catch 4 of them. So you all kind of see like this junk kind of start to pop up around, and wires and cables start to like Adam said, wrap around the legs of these zombies, and you see them just kind of like they're still trying to move forward, but they aren't able to right now. Is there a roll that they make? I don't remember.
Materials, particularly resilience, rolls to break free are made at 2, and its toughness increases to 7.
Okay, so that means that they can try to break free, like if they have a round. Okay, so we'll worry about that later. Great. Is there anything else? Oh, did you make your roll? You did. Right, you got a 4.
Yeah,
that was a success.
I got a 4.
So that was a success, and you now have 4 successes. Great. All right. Next up, Aster, what would you like to do?
Question. You described the tower having the button.
Yeah.
Does it look like something that I could climb up and head towards the tower?
You could, but it's more like a part of the building, and it's like behind a chain link fence. So it's kind of like you can look out in the chain link fence, but you can't like get in it. Exactly. It's covering that area.
So is this a chain link fence right now, or you're saying this chain link fence is guarding?
So have you ever seen like a like a subway or a place where there's like a really big open walkway that goes into something? There's like a big gate there, and then there's a chain link fence all around it to block the rest of the building.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Well, if
you could always try to climb up there and see if you could like reach through the chain link fence and try to help press the button.
Yeah, let's
okay,
try that.
So this is going to be an athletics roll to climb up, and then the next turn you can try and reach for the button. We'll say that.
Okay.
Does that work? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
6 minus 1, 2, 4.
That's a success. So you start to climb up so you can get up there to press the button. All right.
Perfect.
And then next up we have Kesh.
All right. I will spin around as Scuzz begins to send out his lightning arm to trip up these zombies. I think you got the right idea, Twittly. And then I'll turn and bring my focus to the zombies. And under my breath, I'll say, Ortiz, get that damn door open.
I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming.
And I am going to harken back to my training when I was in the military, and I'm going to use an old technique called artificial REM induction. And I'm going to try to put some of these zombies to sleep.
I like it.
Cool.
And use a Benny.
A Benny, all right.
I guess I can't. I mean, that's a success. So I have to make a spirit roll to resist this, and I'm gonna spend an extra 3 power points to enlarge the area to be a large blast template.
Large blast template. Okay. Are you aiming for the same zombies that?
No, I'm gonna try to
different. Okay.
spread out the front.
All right. You said it's a spirit roll.
Yeah.
All right. Where did I put that D4? Woo! They aced it. Okay. They got a 5.
Nice.
5's all around, right?
Oh, what was your roll?
It's not opposed. I don't think.
Oh, but yeah, but it goes against your. If they can do that, then it is opposed. It'd be opposed to whatever you rolled for your spellcasting roll.
Mine was a 5.
A 5? Oh, then nothing changes. So that means that you attempt to do it and you feel like it works, but it doesn't seem to affect the zombies for some reason.
Ortiz.
But you still, as far as this goes, you still got a success.
Can I respond real fast as a free action?
Yeah.
I go, you know I've said this before. It's more of an art than anything else. And he's still ramming the door.
I like it. Okay. Next round. Kesh, you get a 5 of spades. 5 of spades.
Fives all day.
5s all day. Scuzz, you get a 6 of spades. Aster, you get a 6 of hearts.
Okay.
And Miguel, you get a 2 of diamonds. Would anyone like to redraw? Very good. Okay. Let's see. We got hearts and spades. That means that Scuzz, you are up first. What would you like to do?
So how many with a large blast radius was I able to catch on that?
4 is a large blast. Medium is 3.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, I guess I would use my because I'm kind of there as their especially Aster. I keep wanting to say Asher. Aster.
We'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Aster and Miguel. Keeping the kind of a lookout because it kind of looks like that Kesh is kind of up here with me as well too, and we're just kind of trying to hold him back. Can I, because we've been to this location before, can I make a roll to see if I could help Aster get up faster, a way that she could try to actually get up in there to help maneuver over the fence easier, or
Sure. Make a common knowledge roll.
I got hey y'all, I got knowledges.
Nice.
Well,
I mean, spinning a penny, huh?
It's all right.
No, he had a D6 in his hand and then he grabbed his D4.
A 5. That is 1 success.
Minus one.
4.
Yeah,
That's still 1 success. All right. Yeah, you're able to point up and you go, Aster, I remember it was on the left.
Yeah. Left side and right hand, left arm. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Using the sides of the body.
Get a leg.
Make it feel a lot better. Yeah, you're doing good. You got it.
All right. Aster, it is your turn.
Does Scuzz know Twister?
You might. It is 2097. Aster, for this, let's make this another athletics roll. You were able to climb up there, and now you're trying to reach the button.
Okay, perfect. So I listened to Scuzz.
Mm-hmm. He helps you find it, and it maybe would have taken another round to find.
13, 14, minus 1. Let's say 13.
Ooh, 13. That's 2 raises. That's 3 raises. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. All right, yeah, you I see it immediately, and you push on it, and as you do, Miguel, you feel the gate starting to kind of also push against the chain, but the chain hasn't released yet. So it's starting to help you now, and you're starting to see a bigger dent. All right, nice. Next up is Kesh. Zombies are getting closer, Kesh.
Stuff's not going well. I will reach down and grab my Colt 45. I'll say, make a hole, Ortiz, and I'll pull it up and try to do the old the movie move and try to shoot the link.
Okay, I like it. Make a shooting roll.
Don't shoot me first.
Oh. Ooh.
Just a second.
Nice.
Okay, you want to keep it?
Oh.
I probably should. I don't know how.
Okay.
I have to ace it.
So
Pretty hot.
you shoot at it, and you can see that it dents the chain, and the chain is starting to pull apart, but it's still not quite. The metal hasn't quite broken yet. Almost there. That was one success. All right. Next up is Miguel.
What about me?
I'm going to keep going. I aced that. Let me roll.
Woo!
That's 6 plus 5. That's 11 minus 1, 10.
10. That is going to be 2 more successes, which puts you at 12. So that means... Go ahead if you want to describe it. Yeah, go for it.
When you say that, Ortiz goes, "Don't worry about me," and then he moves back and he goes, "I've got this." Boom, and he just shoulders into the door as hard as he possibly can, and just as the chain link that you probably dented, along with the chain being sort of already released at the top, just snaps, and the door just whoosh. You hear the chain sort of roll around the thing really quickly, and the door just flings open.
Nice. All right,
And
yeah.
I go,
Zombies are coming. Zombies are coming, and y'all see the door is open. Aster, I'm going to say you've had a chance to probably start to climb down. The dramatic task has ended, and you all are able to get inside and close the gates behind you. All right.
Can I find any junk
Can
we
I-
can to reinforce the door?
Make a notice roll.
Okay. That's a 7 minus 1, 6.
A 6. Yeah, you're able to find there's a bunch of chairs and a couple of tables that are kind of all mangled off to the side, and they seem like they'll at least add a little bit of deterrent if nothing else. They're pretty heavy, and I'll say
no one's come to check.
Yeah.
Our noise making. I go, this doesn't look good.
Not that you've seen. No one has come. Yeah, so you're able to do that, and now there's kind of a hallway. So this is sort of the major entranceway where they bring everything in, and then at the end of the hallway there's a door that goes into the actual little town itself. And by town, really, it's a building in which they've sort of made it to where here's the mess hall, here's where people live, etc. Yeah, so you see nobody, you hear nobody. What would you like to do?
Can I make a notice roll, even though my notice sucks, to see if there's any tracks, any drag marks, any blood?
Yeah, by all means.
Or anything?
Go for it.
See what happened here. Do not see anything as double twos.
Oh, yeah, you're still kind of focused on the zombies, who are getting closer and now are starting to kind of through the gate and stuff like that. Anyone else like to do anything here?
Ooh. Is that chain completely destroyed?
Yeah, it got pretty destroyed.
Could I attempt to
repair it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, since you're kind of out in the middle here, it's gonna be at a -2, just because you kind of have to find tools you can use around, but I know you have skills for that.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Just because you're limited where you're at.
Sure. Yeah. So I see Ortiz messing with it, and okay. Yeah, I'll see if I can use some of the bits and bobs that I can see, and see if I can help reinforce that. +2 is gonna give me an 8.
Oh, yeah, with a raise. Yeah, you're able to kind of utilize. Well, I'll let you describe it if you would like.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, with the chain busted and everything, I feel like I could have found maybe like a big piece of like rebar or something, being able to like feed it through, and as I'm able to kind of like hoist it next to like the tower where it's at, and I just kind of grab my wrench and kind of like pull back on it. Maybe not necessarily rebar, because rebar is very hard to like bend, but at least like bending a piece of metal that I do find to like link those pieces of chain back together.
Yeah, you're able to do that, and it actually seems like it's going to hold pretty strong. So you've got some junk in the way, and then also this chain that seems well repaired for doing it on the fly, especially. Yeah, sounds good.
See, Kesh, we've got this solved. It's no problem at all.
I knew you had it in your Ortiz.
Watching Rossi like rein in like the wanting to say stuff is the best.
Can you gentlemen watch the door? Miss Hawksley, you care to go on a little walkabout with me?
Oh, sure. Are you asking me on a date?
And it's one of those times like the camera's like sitting there looking at her face, and you just kind of see in the background.
It's more like she's joking.
Oh no, I know,
like...
but Scuzz is just kind of in the back, like.
I was thinking more some recon. But,
all right, I'm fine. We'll see you on the Sagittarius.
Yeah, you saw the I like nudge Scuzz, and I'm like, you saw the lip bite there, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just hang on a second, and I'm gonna try to concentrate for a second, and I'm going to try to change some brain waves here.
Okay.
Whose brain waves?
I think that will do it. I'm gonna you see my eyes sort of space out for a second, and for Ortiz and Twittly, both Aster and I just disappear.
Oh.
Every time
Which power is this? Is this invisibility?
It is so bad.
Sweet.
Which for me just means like sort of projecting like mental waves that make people just like ignore us.
Wow.
That is always so fucking bad.
But I will, now that we've disappeared, I will just go up to Ortiz and flick his ear.
I know that was you, Kesh.
Tell me the rules on that. What breaks the invisibility, or how does that work?
Flicking somebody's ear.
It's so I spend extra power points to affect more than one person. So
right.
Aster's invisible, and it says target is invisible -4/-6 to affect. So I think that's to notice. Yeah,
that would be for other people to notice you. Okay, great, perfect, thank you. All right, so y'all are headed towards the door that enters into the rest of the town city place.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, y'all are able to walk over there unmolested.
Okay, Hawksley, I say we just take things nice and easy and see why no one's answering the front door.
Yes, just keep your eyes open. I start scanning.
So you open the door?
Yeah, I mean, real. I don't know if is there a window or something, or is it
it's just there's no window. Well, as soon as you open the door, I need you both to make a vigor roll.
Ooh, I don't. Yeah.
This would probably be something else. No, it'd be a vigor roll. A 4? Okay.
With the -1.
Yeah, with the -1.
6 for me.
6. Okay. As you all open the door, this horrible smell comes out of the room. I mean, it's so musky and so just thick, this scent. It's horrendous, and you all are both able to not vomit, luckily, but it is not a good scent. And even not long later, Miguel, you and Scuzz start to smell something kind of off as well.
In my mind, I'll say to the general group, smells like a skunk died in here.
You can't quite see anything. There's sort of a red light off in the distance, but it's dark beyond that.
With the mind link, can we talk to you as well, or you're the only one who can talk to us?
No, you can talk back. We have linked brainwaves.
Got it. Okay. We need a source of light.
Well, gotta be careful though. Too much light and someone might notice us.
It's true. But it is hard to see with no light.
were you guys were just talking to each other? Mm-hmm. It was just the skunk.
Yeah. I feel like we should walk in a little bit just to see if we see anything.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you all, there's a little bit of ambient light coming up from behind you, and Aster, as you start to walk in a little further, your feet bump against something kind of solid but soft. Yeah, I mean, it's soft.
Yeah, I look down. I'm sure it's a body.
You look down, and as you get a little closer, the smell deepens, but it does look, as you kind of pull the door open, it looks like your foot is right next to an arm.
I'm gonna go into the mind link, or in the minds, talking. I think everyone is dead here. There's a body by my foot.
What?
Any boys have a light?
I got my flashlight on me.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Twittly, why don't you come over here and shine a light?
Alright, which ways y'all two go? Y'all
just
disappeared.
Go straight.
Straight in.
Straight. Oh, alright.
Down the hall here.
Just down the hall.
Okay.
Follow the stench.
You're good? You'll be fine?
I'll be fine. I pull out a book.
I'll be reading.
As he gets down to his book and everything, I flick his other ear and then walk in. Tap him on the shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, as you get down there with the light, you all can kind of see, I assume you turned it on already, Scuzz?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. As
soon as y'all get down there, as the light is coming closer, you can see it's not just one body. This room is like, there are bodies everywhere. Everyone make a notice roll. Well, not everyone. Everyone except for Miguel. And Scuzz, I'll say as you get up there, you can make a notice roll.
I'm not gonna notice anything this season. 2.
Ooh, a 10 and a 2.
I got a 5.
5. Okay. So, Aster, you are just kind of like, this is not what you expected. You all weren't, it wasn't that long ago that you were here. And this is just not, this, I mean, you know, it's the Wasted West, shit happens, but this place was pretty well protected. Like, this is upsetting to you. Scuzz, you notice that there is a kind of a layer of dust on everything. Oh, my brain is malfunctioning. Kesh,
Mr. Fix-It, I can fix that brain.
Please. Kesh, you notice that there is a bunch of food everywhere that is rotten and mostly looks untouched, or if it was touched, it's only had a few bites out of it.
Is this food that we delivered or food that's...
Sure as hell looks like it, but it's hard to know.
Don't think we'll be needing that food, Ortiz.
Damn it.
Everyone... Oh, go ahead, Kesh.
I was just gonna try to reach out with my mind and see if the captain is still within range.
Yeah. Try. I'll say she's still in range. She didn't really go far for this since this was a quick drop.
Cap, might as well pull the perfection back around.
Why?
Looks like no one here to eat this food.
What? What happened?
I don't know. Looks like a meat grinder got through here.
Okay, I will pick you up where I dropped you off. I'll be waiting. Just be careful.
Is there another spot you could drop down, Cap? Got some company outside the front gate.
Oh, I mean, I can drop off. I can drop in wherever you need me to. I just can't get into the city center.
Okay. Is there maybe back exit or something you can see from up there?
Well, not that I know of. I haven't been to Cherrytown for a long time. You all would be better to know for that. But I can make a circle around the city, and then you all let me know where I need to lay down and when, and I will just stay nearby.
Thanks, Cap.
Be careful.
You know me.
So as you reach out, everybody make a notice roll.
All right.
Yeah, Miguel, you too.
Oh, actually, I notice.
Noticing all this dust and stuff. It's only 3 for me.
10 for me.
10.
Ooh.
5.
I'm just in my head right now. Talking
Okay. So yeah, Kesh is focused on something else, and so is Scuzz. Scuzz, you're just kind of like trying to figure out what's going on, putting pieces together. Miguel, you hear something that just doesn't sound right, but you can't quite place it through all the noise of the zombie. It's just like a note almost that's being maintained and then ends. Aster, it says closer for you, and you can tell that it is a scream, and it is probably one of the worst things you've ever heard. And it sounds like it's maybe getting closer.
Does it sound like a human? Or like in pain?
Oh, definitely in pain. It's hard to tell if it's human or not.
Going back into the mind link.
Okay.
Someone is coming, someone is screaming, someone's in pain. I don't know what's going on, but it could also be the enemy or a creature in pain. So everyone be on their guard.
Yeah. Whatever it is. Are you hearing it better? I can barely hear it.
It's awful. It's awful. It's like something I've never heard before, but I'm telling you, be on your guard.
Well, what I'm trying to say is it might be closer to where you all are than here.
That's fine. Just keep your guard up.
It kind of continues to come in and out periodically. And it sounds like it's getting closer to you, Aster. And once Aster mentions this, everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to look for other exits beyond this front one.
Okay, I'm gonna say make a notice roll to -2.
Okay. Ooh.
I guess it'd technically be a -3 with your fatigue.
Yeah, that's an 8, but -3 would be 5.
5. Okay, that's still a success. You start to look around to see if you can figure out anything, and you remember that that gate where the button is, there might be a map of the layout of this building.
I know you told me to wait right here, but I need to get up to the control room, and he starts running up there.
Okay. All right. So to get to the control room, you kind of have to go the direction that everyone else is already, and then go. There's like a stairway back that way to loop around. So you're heading essentially towards everyone right now. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Is there generally like some sort of illumination in this room?
There is a red like emergency light that is on, but that is it.
Right, but when we normally come here, are there lights
Yeah.
in here? Or
Yeah, usually there's either like they'll do like lanterns, or they do have a little bit of electricity. It's not very great, but they have a generator, so sometimes they'll have the lights running, but it's not always very common, and you're pretty sure the generator is not working right now, or at least not running.
Right. I guess I'm gonna try to walk forward and see if there's any like illumination I can flick on, like any of those lights.
Okay.
Around.
Are y'all still invisible, by the way?
Actually, I don't.
You're not, but the other two.
Yeah.
I don't know how long.
I think it lasts 5 rounds.
Okay.
Like. Duration is 5, but it doesn't say minutes.
So I'm gonna say it probably lasts about 5 rounds is very short. So let's say it lasts I'll say out of combat 10 minutes.
Okay, sure.
So you are probably nearing the end of it, but if you want to say it's still going, you can. You all hear this sound coming closer, and it kind of sounds like it's coming off to the right from where you are at in this room. And there are some other doors in here that you all remember. It's a little hard to see, but you can kind of see some illumination through that red light. And now that you have a flashlight in here, yeah. What was? Tell me what you just did again, Rossi. I want to make sure
I'm walking forward and trying to find one of their lanterns.
You're trying to find a lantern. And you made a roll for that? Did I ask you for?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. Make a notice roll. And make it at a -2. Well, you have a flashlight, so unless you... Oh, no. Doesn't matter. 2. Okay, yeah, you try to look around. You just don't find anything. Maybe you just didn't look in the right place, but you can't find any.
Is it just bodies everywhere?
Yeah, it's bodies everywhere. This is kind of was the gathering area. So there's bodies everywhere. I mean, from what you all can tell, it looks like they were in the middle of a meal and they just died.
Looks like the whole dang town's here.
That scream is getting a lot louder.
Can I? I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
If I can. I want to try this gadgeteer ability that I have.
Okay.
So I get the gadgeteer edge. What I can do is I can bind a tech spirit into components that I can find, and it can replicate any power that's available to me. The catch is the device has a number of power points equal to the components consumed. So I almost feel like creating something within this would be just, I guess, things that I have that I'm able to kind of put all together to create a gadget of sorts that has a power. If I'm reading that correct.
Yeah, basically the way your power works in general is that you are communicating with the tech spirits in all of the old tech from the previous world. And so, you're essentially creating something and then binding a spirit into it so that it has an amount of power points. And then once those power points have been spent, that item no longer can be utilized. You would have to redo the whole thing again if you wanted to.
I was, so what I wanted to try to do, she's talking about the scream, this thing's coming closer. I wanted to find something maybe like a wrist, somebody that's wearing a communicator or something upon their wrist, to bind a spirit into that, so then I could cast a power from that.
Okay. Make a notice roll. I'll say at a -2, simply because everything's kind of happening a bit fast, and you're trying to look around a bunch of dead bodies with a flashlight.
-2. I'm gonna spend a Benny.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna be able to.
Okay. All right. You try to look around, but you can't find any communication device.
Okay. Yeah. He's just. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm getting that.
Okay.
This is also to see if I can make that thing work, but I could not find anything because it is dark. We're a little bit crazy right now. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll try it again.
As you start looking for that, you all hear a door kind of creak open, and then you hear a blood-curdling scream that is terrifying. And Miguel, before you can even get around to find that map, you hear this scream as well, and we are going to move into a combat because an ethereal looking woman has appeared through the door, and she has her mouth open abnormally long, and she is screaming at you. And now it's time for our combat. Huzzah!
Useless. I think I'm gonna be useless. Oh,
no, you won't. You got this.
I have no magic.
Yes, but don't.
You will.
But remember, Diana, there is always plenty of things you can do whether or not you can attack. You can test, which can do negatives to them or negatives for their attacks. You can also support. So you can do things that will support other people, giving them bonuses. And those things are just as viable as doing something like in combat. Okay.
I still think about a Wild Cards episode where y'all were on a train and your character was just distracting the person, and then Dom was shooting them
Yeah.
It was super effective because you allowed them to get the negative.
Yeah.
Because they were talking to you.
Yes, it can make a really big difference. It can make or break rolls. So yeah, don't forget that y'all can do support rolls and tests and things like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's different than other games, but in Savage Worlds there is absolutely always something you can do, and that's why I like it so much. Okay, so we are going to draw initiative cards. So first up is Kesh with a Queen of Clubs. We're no longer worried about complications. No worries. This is a combat.
There you go, Kesh. That's what you need.
Get it.
And yes, let me know if anybody has anything that affects your action cards. I know Aster does. So I'll try to remember that, and feel free to remind me. Scuzz, you get a 10 of hearts. And next up is Aster. You get an 8 of diamonds.
Okay.
And Miguel gets a 4 of hearts. And our friendly ghost here gets a Queen of diamonds. Would anyone like to spend a Benny to redraw?
I'd like to spend a penny to stop them from getting that queen, but I can't.
Alas, you cannot. Ooh, diamond spades. Okay, then first up is going to be...
Can I ask if are they a wild card?
Yes, they are. You gotta make this combat long enough to test everything out. So first up is gonna be Kesh.
Okay. I'm gonna try to put the big squeeze on this one. I'm gonna try to use telekinetic squeeze.
Okay.
And so it is an opposed roll between. It says between the Syker psionics at -2 and the victim's vigor. So I take a -2.
I will take. Puts in resist
take
with spirit roll. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Telekinetic squeeze. Syker sign. Yeah, it's me. It's me who makes the -2.
Oh, great. I just have the -1 for my fatigue then.
Yes, correct.
Fatigue.
Okay, and I'm literally trying to squeeze make them squeeze their own heart to make it stop.
Okay.
Oh.
I like it.
But do ghosts have hearts?
Don't know. Gotta squeeze something.
All right. What is your roll?
That is an 11 for me.
Ooh, an 11. Holy shit. Okay. They got the Shrieker, the ghost, it's called a Shrieker, got a 5. So, let's see, what happens whenever you fail that?
I'm sorry, that's a 9 for me.
Oh, to -2. I actually got a 3. That's inflicts
Okay,
1d10
9,
damage.
3, that's 6. That's a success, but no raise.
Right.
So that's 1d10 damage.
Okay, and this is magic. Okay.
And only magic armor protects this.
Okay.
Oh, very good. I'm gonna spend a Benny to reroll that.
Ooh, okay. Oh, also, I need everyone to make a fear roll at -1. I'm gonna remember fear this season, I swear.
I have a thing about fear.
You do. You get a +2, I do believe. So you're gonna be at no negatives.
Sorry.
You're gonna be at no negatives. It's a spirit roll.
Oh, so it cancels it out?
It cancels out the negatives you would have had. Yeah.
Perfect.
Just in this instance.
Remind me, it's spirit. Yeah.
Spirit. Okay, we got a 7.
Double 5, but -1.
So 4.
I have a 4 as well. My 1.
Scuzz, what did you get?
5.
5. Okay, everybody succeeded. You're good. You're good for now.
Could you imagine starting the game?
Could you imagine?
We're not done yet.
So you got an 11. Oh, D10. What was your damage?
Yeah, I just get really silent. You can see me twitching a little bit, and it's a 9 damage.
9. Okay, that is with a raise, so you will do 1 wound. So you, as you do that, you like the scream kind of like starts to like, almost like if someone's throat was being choked. It's like the scream. It's like air is being lost somehow. and the ghost kind of looks a bit strange for a bit, and you can tell that you did something to it, but it's hard to tell what it was. Okay. Next up is the Shrieker. The Shrieker... Let me see what I have for you. Lets out this horrible echoing scream, and it is unlike anything you all have ever heard before. And as it does that, oh my god, you see 4 more Shriekers that look exactly like it. Just kind of, it's like it divides in half, making duplicates of itself, and now there are 5 of them. It's power echoes. That's all it does, and then that one Shrieker is going to move closer to one of you. Let's see, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 is Kesh, 2 is Scuzz, 3 is Aster, and 4 is Miguel. That is a 1. It's going closer to Kesh, but it's not quite next to you yet. All right, that was its turn. Next up is Scuzz.
Well, poopy doopy. Poopy doopy. Okay. Alright. Just trying to see if I can figure this gadgetery thing out. So I see the thing moving over towards Kesh. Can I move over to him and start pulling some stuff out of my pack and putting them together to see if I can create a gadget?
Sure.
Right.
So
I'm heading over. I'm reaching into my pack, and you see him pull out. Looks like a piece of sheet metal. And it looks like some hinges as well too. As he's putting them together, trying his best, like on his side and everything. You just hear him kind of like whispering under his breath. I want to make just as this piece like comes together, I want to stick it on Kesh's back.
So I'm going to say that since you're moving, basically what you can do this round is get everything out. And then the next round you can make the roll to activate and do what it is you want to do. Does that work for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the timing. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So plan for that next. Okay.
Okay.
Then next up is Aster.
Okay. I'd like to somehow help someone.
Okay, well the next person to go will be Miguel. So if you basically whenever you're doing support or if you're testing, so testing is essentially like with the ghost, you could be like causing a distraction or trying to get the ghost to focus on you, or it could be that you're trying to support Miguel, so you could say like it could even be something like you go, Miguel, it looks like it's moving that way, go that direction, and that could give him, it could be whatever you want, and you use a skill, whatever you justify that skill as being is what you will roll for your support. Does that make sense?
Yes. And
okay.
Actually, before you roll,
I'd say
I'm not attacking this round because I'm doing boosting magic for.
It can still give you a bonus to that. Doesn't have to just be attack.
Yeah, okay.
And Kesh is already distracting it, yes? Or he was going towards it?
He's going, the thing is going towards him. It is not distracted.
Okay. Then, are all 4 of them going towards him?
There's 5 of them, and only one of them started moving.
And the other ones?
The other ones just appeared. They haven't done anything beyond that and moderate screaming.
Oh my god. I'm gonna scream.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna start causing distractions here. I'm gonna reach down. This is gonna be disgusting. I'm gonna see whatever is loose around me. Parts. I don't care. Parts or equipment or clothing, and I'm gonna chuck it to the other side to see if some of these images, or not mirror images, but like these other ones go the other way for some weird reason.
Okay. Then make me an athletics roll.
That is a 4 minus the 1. That's, 4.
A 4. Okay, that is a success. Let me find tests here for a second, just to remember how testing works. We haven't done that for a while.
No.
So let's see. This is a test. Intimidation. Opposed roll. So it's an opposed roll, but that's just for intimidation. So you did it. So in this one, it would be an opposed roll agility. So it is going to oppose you doing that. It's going to try to not be distracted by it with its agility, which is... what is your agility? D6. Oh. What did you get?
4.
It got a 10. So it was not distracted by that, but
okay.
Good try. Good try.
I tried.
So yeah, you do that and you notice it doesn't seem to work. Would you like to do anything else, like move or something?
You know what? I'll get my weapon out at the ready just in case. My
Great.
machete.
Machete out at the ready. Ready machete. Okay. Next up is Miguel.
Yeah. So Miguel looks around. Are any of the reflections or the actual ghosts like near me yet?
Yeah, I'd say they're. This room isn't huge. Like it's larger, but it's not super huge. So I'd say you could be close enough. Sure.
All right, cool. I am going to cast Smite. So he pulls out a large paperback book. It has King Arthur and his court on it. It is
That's fun.
It is and he flips to a certain page and he starts chanting to the spirit within to grant him and his allies its sword. And you see just as his fists begin glowing with a light, but above them is just like the image of an ethereal, like King Arthur like sword.
Cool.
And then I'm casting it on myself and you, Aster.
Thank you. Well, if it goes off.
Yeah, I'm going to spin a Benny because that was we can do better than that. Yes, we can. 8, 9, 10, 11 minus 1 is 10. So that's a plus. That's with a raise.
Woo!
So, what that means is it increases a weapon's damage by +4.
Wow.
For 5 turns.
For 5 rounds, you get a +4 to your damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's let me make sure. Yes, a weapon's damage.
Nice.
And
That's
so
very helpful.
whenever you swing, what's gonna happen is through the wherever you impact it, there's just gonna be a quick slash of what looks like an ethereal King Arthur sword.
It also makes your weapon magic, which is important because there are some creatures, and I will say in this instance, just because we're learning, I want to tell you all this. In this instance, this creature can only be hurt by magic. So that is a way to make your weapon magical, Diana.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my action, and for my movement, I'm going to dance around the one near me to get behind it so that wherever its mouth is facing is away from everybody else.
So are you imagining that you are right next to it going around it, or are you giving it wide berth?
Let's give it a wide berth.
Okay, if you're doing that, then it won't take an attack of opportunity on you. Okay.
I forgot, Megan, did you say, is this an ethereal, ghostly creature?
It is, yes. Alright, next round. For Kesh, we've got a 3 of hearts. For Scuzz, we've got a Jack of diamonds.
Ooh.
For Aster, we have a 9 of hearts. For Brains, Miguel, we've got an Ace of hearts.
Nice, brain boy.
For our wild card Shrieker, we've got a 6 of diamonds. And for all of our other fancy Shriekers, we've got a 7 of spades. Okay, so that means that first up is going to be Miguel. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to punch one of them. Or try to. So this is my first time doing a fighting character. So
you You cast smite on your fist, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, is that a fighting roll to try to hit it?
Yeah, that's a fighting roll, and then you'll add your oh yeah, right, your +2 damage. Yes,
And then
so
I get a +2 to hit as well.
So you'll be at a +1 because of your fatigue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
7 + 1 is +8.
Okay, so 8.
Or 8, not plus, just 8.
And that is a success. So roll your damage.
All right, and then that's 6 + 4, so that's strength plus a D10.
Whew!
Wait.
That's your unarmed die? Holy shit butts.
Right, well, so I have a D6. Wait, because I added a +4. No, I think the +4 is just on top. It's not a dice.
Yeah, it's just a +4 on top.
Strength plus D6.
Okay.
And my strength is a D8.
Ooh!
So
D8, D6, +4.
He's dead.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 magic damage. Just, you see him wind up, boom.
Whoo!
At
Okay.
one of these ghosts.
Oh, let me get my raise calculator. Raise calculator. Savage worm.
I'm channeling my inner Bertram here. Trying to.
Bertram.
All right, so we got a 5. You got an 11, you said?
Yes, I did.
All right, so that's with 1 raise. So that would be already wound. That would be a wound and shaken. So I'm gonna say you attacked. I'm gonna say you were over by Kesh. So this is the one that was getting closer to him. All right, nice. And you already moved, so that is your turn. So next up is Scuzz.
Me. Yeah, so there's pieces that he pulled out. He was whispering me like, oh, please just protect, hoping that you can protect those around me. I want to see if I can bind the spirit to whatever I'm currently making, which is a 4.
Okay, that's a success.
So it is bound. So when this happens, you like this piece of metal. He took like some of these screws, and then he also took what looks like a piece of glass or like plexiglass or something. Puts it together, and it kind of starts to glow. And he puts it right on Kesh's belt. So with Gadgeteering, I can create something that essentially makes any power, and I wanted this power to be protection.
Cool.
So I'm essentially casting protection on Kesh, giving him +2 points to his armor.
Sweet, and it's magic. Sweet, awesome, yeah.
So yeah,
Kesh,
it does that, and then Kesh, you just like
you feel strong.
Inside your head, you just feel it kind of like expand, and then kind of just you just feel hardier.
Nice.
Like your brain has now covered your entire body.
I like it. Awesome. All right. Did you want to move or anything else?
I would say all my movement and everything was him, so I'm
Okay.
Directly like right next to him.
Great.
So
Okay, so you're beside
Kesh.
Kesh.
All my time to do that.
Okay. Awesome. All right. The next up is Aster.
Now having my sword glowing and magical, I smile back at not Luis.
Miguel.
Excuse me.
Miguel Luis
And
Ortiz.
then, I'm going to go towards the
Shrieker.
Shrieker.
The
Yes,
ghost. Ghost. Okay, and you want to attack it, or is that what you're rolling?
if I'm able to, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're beside one, and you are totally able to attack. So make a fighting roll.
Fighting. Okay. 2, 6, 8. Oh, not wrong. 79 minus 1, 8. 8.
8. Yeah, 8 is a success. Make your damage roll and add +4.
So strength is D6. 5. Do I add both? I add both dice together. Yeah?
Yes, for damage. Yep.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Did one of your dice hit its ace?
No, because it's 2d6s.
Oh, 2d6s. 12 with the +4.
Yes.
Okay. 12. That's 1 raise. So as you come in to swing at this shrieker, as your really like cool looking blade slides through it, the thing screams and it disappears, and you get rid of one of the duplicates. Nice. All right. Next up is I'm sorry. Next up are all the other shriekers. So what they're gonna do all together in unison is shriek, and it is very, very loud. This is a blood-curdling scream that rattles your bones. Everyone make a spirit roll. Four?
I'm gonna use a Benny.
Using a Benny, okay.
It's the same one. It's the same exact roll.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna spin a Benny too.
Okay, another Benny spent.
Wait, we can continue using Bennies, yeah?
Well, if you still have Bennies, yeah, as many as you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one more time.
4, okay, that's a success. We have another 4, two 4s.
2 explosions for a 12.
12, okay.
11, 10.
Okay, 10. So you all hear this scream, and it's so loud you can feel it in your body, but you are able to continue fighting. It doesn't seem to affect you more than just hurting your ears a little. All right, that was their go. Next up is the other shrieker. It was heading towards Kesh. It's gonna come over, and it's got these claws that come out. It's gonna try to strike you, Kesh. Let's see, what is its fighting? All right. Woo! It aced it on both die. Oh boy. All right. Okay, that's not so bad. It's an 8. Kesh, what is your parry?
Parry's a 5.
Okay, so that is going to be success, but not with a raise. All right. So let's see here.
Is that with the 2 that I gave you, Rossi?
No, that's on my toughness.
Oh, gotcha.
Strength plus. What am I looking
It's
at?
gonna come into play right now.
Right? Oh shit! It aced them both. 16. What is your toughness with your armor?
Your toughness is newly 9. So
9 with 16.
Oh.
Okay. So that's going to be 1 raise, which means you would be shaken and you would take 1 wound unless you would like to soak.
Attempt to soak it.
Okay, and that is a vigor roll. I've got it right this time. Woo! Ruh-roh.
Before, so I soak it.
Okay, yeah, that's a success. You were able to soak and you were unshaken. You were able to like get out of the way of the claws, but it like ripped into your clothes a little bit. All right, that was its turn. Next up is Kesh.
Well, having newly reread through all my spells, I think my squeeze will not be helpful. I would like to know, to see if I know anything about these things. Like maybe they have a weakness.
Do you have a cult?
I do.
Make it a cult roll.
I might have known. I wasn't so tired.
Right.
Yeah. Did you roll a 4 and because you're tired, it did it?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're pretty sure you know about them, but you just can't you can't quite recall what it is.
Well, dang.
Dang indeed. Would you like to move? It is in melee range with you, so it would take an attack of opportunity. Just a heads up. Okay. Also one thing.
Stay on my toes.
Okay.
I'll pull out my bowie knife. Probably not going to do anything right now, but it's good to have on me.
Oh, I wish I would have known. Sorry, I would have. Yeah.
All right.
Now you know.
I thought you were like all psychic.
All psychic until it fails me, and then I'm reduced to a knife and a revolver.
All right. Next round. Kesh, you get a 7 of clubs. No complications, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I know it's hard to remember. Scuzz, you get a Jack of Spades. Aster, King of Diamonds.
Nice.
Miguel, a Queen of Spades. Our wild card Shrieker gets a 4 of Clubs.
Good.
And our extra Shriekers get a Jack of Hearts. Would anyone like to spend a Benny to get a new card?
Shriekers would love one.
Oh, it could be better though.
That's true.
Okay, that means first up is going to be Aster.
Oh, it's me. All right, I'll turn to the next Shrieker that I see.
Okay, you want to attack?
Yes, please.
Great, make a fighting roll.
I'm gonna use a Benny.
Okay.
A 4.
There it is. A 4. That is just going to miss it.
Oh.
Would you like to spend a Benny to try and reroll that?
No, because now I have 2 left.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to.
You try to hit it, but it just like there's one next to you and you swing around for that one and it just kind of like moves out of the way before you can get it.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Do you want to stay where you are?
Okay. I will stay where I'm at.
Okay. The next up is going to be Miguel.
All right.
I'm still engaged with the wild card one, right?
Yes.
Then I'm going to aim to hit it.
Okay. I like it.
All right.
And the wild card one, is that the one that's engaged with me as well?
Yes. Yes, correct.
Does that give it a
Guys,
bonus?
Oh, yeah, you would have a gang up bonus. Yeah, see? Good point. That's why we run through these things.
I'm being helpful by doing just standing there.
Yeah, so you get a
bonus.
+1.
I would +1?
Yeah.
That would make it a 12, which would then bring it back down to 11.
Oh, okay. So 11. That's with a raise, so roll your damage with an extra d6.
That's awesome. All right. So that's my strength, which is my strength is 8 with this and this +4. Wow. Ooh. Do I? If a strength roll, it also aces. Oh.
Yeah, and you add it all together.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, +4, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Okay, you tell us how you take this Shrieker out.
Yeah. Alright. He goes, he looks at this ghost and sees it like opening its mouth, getting ready to, about to attack, and he goes, "Oh no, not today. I'm tired of hearing your big mouth." And he just punches it right in the jaw, like the ghost jaw, as like, what you see is this sword just sort of slash through its ethereal head, and his like you see like as the jaw sort of fades away, as if it was like chopped in half, like just ghostly remnants of it flying through the air.
Yeah, and everything kind of goes with it. It's almost like as you do that, that's the first part of erasing it, and then the rest of it kind of starts to like just almost like smoke away as you hear the screams slowly dissipate. And as that happens, all of the other ones follow suit as well. And you all have successfully ended this combat. Nice, good job. All right. Now all you got to do is I guess get out of here. What's the plan?
Zombies.
Yeah. I was going to check the room upstairs to see if there was a back door out of here.
Okay.
And I start heading that way.
Great.
I turn around and I go, actually, can some of you come with me? I think there might be more ghosts up there.
Good point.
I mean, we could all come with you.
All right. I think that's a good idea. And,
Do you want me to hold your hand?
I'm okay. I think I can handle myself. But thanks. And you see him just sort of like shaking out some nerves. What is really interesting about him is he acts really tough. He's a softie on the inside.
I like it.
He these had to be tough to sort of survive. But yeah, when we get up there, I want to look for the map of this place.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you all climb the stairs, and you do it's kind of like goes directly up there. It just kind of like hooks around. And it's not a very big space. I'll say when you walk up there, it's pretty easy to spot that there is a basic map of the area. So as you look at it, it does look like there might be a back exit. It looks like it's not really one that they use, but it's like for safety, just in case they have to go out there. But it is kind of through some of the back rooms. So you would have to travel a little bit further through the building to get back there. But you could try it.
What do you think is worth the risk?
I think it's less risky than dealing with those zombies.
We just have to bring all the food with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right, Hawksley.
It's precious.
Agreed.
I mean, the captain wouldn't like us if we didn't come back with it anyway. Like the last time we tried to do that, I got yelled at pretty heavily.
All right.
Yeah. We'll go downstairs and get the food.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the plan? Is the plan to try to take this exit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I assume y'all let the captain know that you're going to be trying to exit like the other side of the city.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone make a notice roll.
I was saying, Mega Mother, while we kind of go back down and grab the food, can I attempt something really quick?
Yeah, certainly.
As well too. As we're not like as like pushed for time or anything, I want to reach up and I reach into my pack as well, and I find, and it's like a camcorder, like an old just like beat up camcorder and everything. As I start again chanting to these spirits to be like, please let me see what's going on.
Okay.
It was a 4, so it'd be a success. And with this, I want to cast where I'm at. Find like again somebody just wearing a watch or something. I want to cast object reading on it.
Oh, interesting.
So,
okay.
Give success allows me to see events that occurred within 10 yards, up to 5 years past of this object, to see if just anything we can just kind of catch a glimpse of maybe what happened in here.
So yeah, okay. So the way object reading works, the way I usually run it is that you're kind of like, if you have this chunk of time, you are kind of trying to pinpoint. It's not like you're going to get to see all of the time. You have to kind of like pinpoint a period. So, or if you were like skimming through like a videotape or something. So that's kind of how you can think of it. So yeah, you can certainly do that. Make your roll for whatever it is for Gadgeteer.
Sure. Baby, here we go. That is going to be a 10 to get it to work.
Yeah, that is a success with a raise.
Sweet. So success with a raise, it increases it up to 100 years and 20 yards away from it.
Oh boy, you can see a lot.
Fast forward and rewind as desired, skimming about 10 years of history per minute of real time.
Yeah. So, is there a particular time period that you are looking for?
I mean, we know that this, like, everything's kind of covered in dust. I would possibly maybe think the amount. I'm going back. Can I make a smarts roll to see if I can kind of figure out by the
totally
how much dust? Yeah,
totally.
Because I'm freaking smart, baby. Let's get this smarts roll. Let's see how good I am at that. Here you are. That is going to be an 8.
An 8.
Yeah, he would think back almost with the amount of dust. 3 months time.
So this is a success with a raise. Sure, I'll say 3 months time. And as you realize that, you also realize that was around the time you were here last. So that's actually it's easy for you to mark that.
Perfect. Yeah, and I'll just see if catch any glimpses of what had happened, like on this.
So basically, I imagine you kind of like rewind it in it's like you're kind of skimming through it in a way. And it does stay very much the same, except the sun is kind of changing until you get to a point where you kind of see like all of these people starting to like clasp their throats and screaming and blood dripping down out of their mouths, and then after a fairly long period of time, it becomes quiet and everyone is dead. But what you do notice is not only is the food mostly untouched, this is the food that you all delivered last.
3 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a mental note of that, and then once I kind of read through all this, and then we start getting ready to go, I'm gonna let all of them know.
Okay.
For sure. Oh man.
Can I do an occult roll to see if I can think of anything as to the shriekers?
Sure.
Like how they come about, or
yeah, certainly.
Occult. Let's go. That's why I took that skill. Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 1, 6.
A 6. Yeah, that's a success. So you're just trying to essentially think about like if you've ever read anything about a shrieker and why they occur.
Yeah.
So shriekers are specifically something that came about because of the apocalypse. They are Judgment Day related. So essentially they die in a horrible way, and because of the way that they died in Judgment Day, it's almost like it captures their final scream, and the only thing they're ever trying to do is make other people feel the same pain they feel. And that's what you run into. So you in this instance kind of feel like maybe the shrieker is just like a random happenstance by comparison and might not have anything to do with this, because if it did, the only way you could think of that is if like this was really traumatic experience for these people when they died.
Okay.
Do I have any idea of like with this food related, like us delivering this and then these people dying? Do I know anything about like if it could be poisoned in some way? Like what might cause this mass death?
I mean, sure. Like any idea that you could have, I don't know that there is anything that is like other than what Philip could guess. There's not necessarily something, other than like, could it be disease? Could it be a magic spell? Could it be, whatever it is you can think. I don't think there's anything extra that you could like necessarily make a roll for in this instance that you can think of.
Okay.
Actually, I say that make I would take common knowledge or occult.
That is a 14.
Oh, so you are thinking about this, and you can't really think of anything that would cause this. I mean, outside of the fact that you live in supernatural, crazy, wasted west time, right. It could be anything. I mean, there are so many things out here that you don't even know about since the apocalypse has happened. But you do recall that you have run into a particular type of zombie in the past that seems to spread disease. And you just kind of wonder if somehow maybe the food could have gotten diseased by, maybe there's zombies like that in the city. I don't know. You're not really sure if there's a connection, but it just jumps out at you.
Well, I don't think we should stick around here to find out.
Yeah.
Smells still
pretty
good.
Map, Ortiz?
Hmm?
The map?
Yeah, it should be down this hall a little bit to the right.
Hey guys. I can't be for certain, but I think maybe these people might have died kind of because of us.
What do you mean?
So I was just trying to do a little research down below, and with a lot of my components, putting them together and everything, and from what I could tell is that the food that we delivered here last time, about 3 months ago, I was able to decipher about how long ago this might have happened, and it seems like the food that we brought did something to everybody.
But it hasn't been eaten. It's all rotten in the middle.
But
of this.
that's the thing. I mean, the rest of the food that is there is all rotten and everything. But stuff that they did consume. I mean, I saw people sitting there consuming everything, and they're like grabbing their throats and they're screaming bloody murder and like keeling over.
Right.
Where did the cat? Where do we? Do y'all remember where we got the food from the last time?
Hydroponics.
The ship,
It's the same food that we eat, Twittly.
We need to speak to Jexa immediately when we get back to the ship.
I mean, we've been to other places where we've dropped food off before. This hasn't happened before.
I think if it's an our food thing, it must have been something that got to do it after we dropped it.
Have we done deliveries after this?
What do you mean?
Have we done food deliveries to other places since this?
Well, this is going to lead right in to where we're going to pick up right at the end of this when we go. So no, not since the. Oh, you mean since you dropped this food off? Oh. Yeah. You've made deliveries since then.
And have we?
You haven't been back to any of the.
Okay, we haven't been back.
It's our rotation.
We could try to check out one of those places to see if there's a similar thing happening.
Yeah, try to get in touch with somebody. I mean, maybe it wasn't us, but I mean that's what I was able to decipher from everything.
But we eat this food, and nothing has happened to us.
I mean, true, but I mean it came. I mean, they were eating the food from. I mean, maybe it didn't come from us. I mean, I wasn't able to decipher that much. I could only look so far, but.
I don't think anyone's wrong here.
No, I mean, I can always look at it the other way. Yeah, I can always look at the hydroponics when we get back as well too. Make sure that I looked at it, before at least we do a drop every single time. I try to look at everything, all the couplings and everything have been fine.
You're gonna just Aster being really silent because she's the one who takes care of this,
right?
And she's gonna start feeling guilty, so she's just gonna shut down
and
just kind of stare at the crate right now.
And noticing that he looks
at Twittly, and he goes, regardless, we won't be able to do anything until we know and we're back on the ship.
I agree with that, but I wanted to bring it to y'all's attention too.
I'm glad you did, but I don't see how this could be us, at least not with what we have so far. It's a possibility, so something that needs research, but regardless, the captain's going to want to hear about this.
Right.
All right. Is it time to give your exit a go?
To kick that door down and get out of here.
All right. So is that the plan? Are y'all just going to take a run for it, or yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you all get to the door. There aren't really any windows, so you can't see out. But basically you're just going to turn the knob and then take off running. All right.
Yeah, and I'll just tell the captain basically where we are.
Okay.
And try to drop the ship, 40 yards outside this door, and we'll run for it.
She says, "Okay, I will look for you and try to aim as close to the city as I can." Yeah. So you guys open the door, and you take off running, and that is where we're gonna end for tonight.
Nice.
All right. That was awesome, y'all. Thanks so much for doing that. Okay, so now that we've gone over everything, do you all have any questions about the chase, about the combat, about quick encounters, or just anything that came up for you?
I don't think so.
I mean, I just want answers to all my questions, maybe.
Of course. How could you not?
How do you get rid of fatigue again?
Yes. You all will have an opportunity to get rid of the fatigue and everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna say let's not add any statuses to you starting off. So we're just gonna erase that fatigue. You all are coming into this just as you would normal when we begin, because I don't want to start you off. Yeah, we'll say that all your PowerPoints are back. Everything's back. So I'm gonna start you off. Yeah, at the beginning, ready to go.
That means Megan has bigger things in store for us when we start. So that's exciting.
And Megan, that gadgeteering ability, I was going about that the right way then, yeah?
I think so. I'll take a look at it, but I believe so. I think that one hasn't been updated, or if it has, I'll have to check Deadlands.
Okay.
So
I do know I can basically replicate almost any power, but if there's one outside, and we're all seasoned, so if there's one that's like heroic, I take like bigger negatives to it and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and then because it talks about the components that I collect as well, so I'll make sure, like, going into it, I'm collecting my components going into it, because I'm basically tapped out for it.
Totally.
This time and everything.
Yeah, and
cool.
For the most part, we're always probably going, like, there may be a few times where we're in places where there isn't as much junk around, but it's the apocalypse and there's dead towns everywhere and shit everywhere. So, and cars left everywhere. So generally speaking, you're probably going to be able to find something nearby.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I'm excited for this group. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
I am too.
Rossi being nice is a nice thing. I mean that though. Even the sort of biting comments you usually
give characters, like they were like encouraging at the same time. I liked it.
Sweet. Yeah, I like everybody's characters. I think this is going to be a really good bunch. All right.
Until we all die.
Yeah. I'm going to stop recording now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye recording.